Are you willing to sacrifice your life?
This is row 1, seat 1.
Well, this is nice. When did we start doing this? Nobody told me about this. I thought everything sucked now. Do you have a card?
You get COVID? It's over. COVID said, oh, I see you having a good season. It'd be a shame if I knocked over the microphone for those listening and not watching the video.
I'm going to, okay? Caleb, I love you. Can't wait to see you. All right?
Luck is for dudes.
Oh, there is no one on that Broncos team that I love more right now than Von Miller. That man is an absolute goddamn legend. He could come into my house and fuck my wife, and I would say, thank you very much, sir.
Man to man, I don't know.
The mayor of New Orleans basically came out twirling the umbrella like, fuck Drew Brees and his wife.
Who'd you rather have sex with?
We would be.
I'm an island boy.
I'm like this island boy.
I picture
That's it.
Joey now on every Sunday watching Teddy Two Gloves, like that SpongeBob meme where he's like dried out with the eyes fucking like bloodshot. Like,
What the fuck are you doing, Phil?
walk, walk.
What the fuck are you doing, Phil? Welcome, 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 ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for joining us. It is another glorious evening here on Row 1, Seat 1, Joey Fats Radio. Live on the one, the only, the New Bedford Guide. Thank you all very much for joining us.
What's up?
With me, as always, Plizzy and Sean. What's good, boys?
Oh, nothing.
Oh,
Another
yeah?
week.
No, nothing good? Nothing
No.
good? Nothing popping?
Literally nothing.
Literally nothing, huh? Literally nothing? Well, we've got some good stuff tonight. As always. I mean, not that this is anything new, but boy, there is a lot there's a lot to do tonight, guys. There is a lot to do. We've got major breaking news from this afternoon that just shattered the sports world. Sean knows nothing about this.
I'm not a golf guy.
Tiger Woods is back, ladies and gentlemen. Tiger is back.
Was he taking a break?
No, he got into a car. Well,
I mean,
he got into a car
yeah,
accident.
some things broke.
I
yeah.
know. But I thought he was just taking it easy.
It was
No,
like
he
a-
got into a car.
it was like,
accident.
make
He's
up a ticket
mad- He's
easy.
mad old.
He's not that old.
He's 10 years older than me.
40 what?
He's 47.
47? Yeah.
That ain't old.
46. 47,
Dude.
46? I don't know.
I mean,
Anyway, it doesn't matter. Tiger is back at the Masters, ladies and gentlemen. We will dive into that. We will get into the Colin Kaepernick workout
oh boy.
from last week. We will get into the NFL, Philadelphia, and New Orleans making moves. Weird.
It's a
We'll
weird trade.
yeah. Well, it is a weird trade.
I saw something about it. I didn't read it.
Brady straight shanked a coach. Sean's favorite coach. So Brady is now back in Sean's good graces.
That's right, he is.
He got
Yeah.
rid of you, boy.
He's back in Sean's good graces, and not a moment too soon because Sean was desperately wanting to root for Tom Brady again. So we'll dive into that. We'll get into all
It ain't
that
too
fun
far
stuff.
off.
We'll get into the NCAA tournament that wrapped up last night in pretty dramatic fashion, if I must say so myself. Largest comeback in his NCAA championship game history. It was a fun watch.
Was it
Good
the largest
watch.
comeback in history?
And championship
Yeah,
game history, yes.
15 points. It was 15. Yeah,
15.
40
Wow,
to,
that does not seem
45,
right. It seems like
no,
there's been
20 to 40, 25-40.
Yeah, 25-40 at the
25-40
half.
at the half.
It seems like teams have come back from larger. I don't know. Maybe it's just
Not in the championship.
I know, but it just
But,
seems
yeah.
like that's happened like more than once.
Yeah. So we'll get into that. We'll get into a little wrestling. We had some fantastic wrestling content from the weekend.
I am exhausted from wrestling.
Sean has just beat, like, wrestling has literally and figuratively beat Sean up this week.
I think it was like 10 hours of my life.
I mean, all three of us were here on Saturday night, and we were watching it. You know, we were watching Stone Cold. And
That was only night one.
And that was just.
I had no idea it was even going on. I was like, "What are you watching?" You're like, "What was it?
WrestleMania.
I was like,
WrestleMania,
"Oh
bro.
yeah, dude." I can't honestly sit there and say like I know I never really got into wrestling that much. So
No, it's all right.
I mean, I'm not like into it. Like, I got to watch it every week. But the big stuff, like
Yeah.
WrestleMania, SummerSlam, like, you know.
I
Royal
guess it was
Rumble.
just fun to like
The,
watch.
oh
like,
yeah,
the
the
hype.
Royal Rumble
You
is
know.
always. Yeah, it's fun. It's
It was
just
fun
it's
to watch the hype.
It's fun to
me.
revert back to a 10-year-old kid for a couple hours a year.
Yeah, and 78,000 people losing their mind was like
I
cool
know,
to see.
I know, because Dallas was rocking. I was like, holy shit, look at
It
all
was
these
really
people.
cool that it's really cool that they've moved those big, like, what used to be pay-per-view things to like full-blown stadiums now.
Yeah.
And they sell them out. Like, there's no doubt about it. Like, so we'll get into that. We'll take your phone call, 774-992-8702. That's the phone number if you want to give us a call. Phones are good to go. Should be good to go. Phones are good to go.
Yep.
We're good to go there. We'll get in. So whatever you want to dive into first, we'll probably kick it off with Tiger. But before we do that, don't forget, if you want the audio-only live stream, if you don't want to tie up Facebook for this, there is a link in the description that'll take you to Mixlr.com, www.mixlr.com/Joey-Fats, and that will give you the audio-only stream of this show. So you can listen to it without tying up your device through Facebook Live, which I know drives me up a fucking wall.
Yeah.
So we don't want to. If you don't want to do that and you still want to listen to the show, you can. And also, within probably about an hour after the show, we'll be up on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. Feel free to drop us a 5-star review on either one of those. We very much appreciate it, and they do go a very long way. So each one of them helps. So please, if you have the time to go ahead and do that for us, we would very much appreciate it. All right. That being said, gentlemen, let's talk a little bit about Tiger Woods. And I don't want to get into, how is Tiger going to do. We'll touch on it. But the bigger story here with the Masters, and this is huge. This is just as of today. I mean, had it not been for this, we were going to probably lead off with Kaepernick, with Donald Trump's hole-in-one, Tom Brady getting Bruce Arians fired. And it was probably going to be a pretty, it was going to be a pretty good show, but it was going to be like pretty light in terms of topics. We probably would have had to manufacture a little bit of things to talk about. Then Tiger Woods comes out and does what Tiger Woods does, and that is just steal the spotlight every single time. The man just commands attention. And I made a post earlier today on social media that there has never been an athlete that moves the needle for an event like Tiger Woods.
I'm going to withhold my wrestling comment.
And that is across all sports. Yeah. Well,
Bro, several of us had the same gif.
I know all of you had that, and I'm like, who is that guy? And I'm like, oh, it's that Roman whatever his name is, wrestler guy.
Yeah, you got to acknowledge him, man.
No, I don't. Didn't. Maybe I will now. I guess that's his catchphrase. Like, he's the needle mover. That's his thing, right?
No,
that's what he says.
Yeah, he just says he's the last needle mover of the business.
Oh, okay. I mean, it makes sense that would be immediate reactions from all the, especially coming off the heels of WrestleMania, because he fought on, who did he fight?
Brock.
He brought Brock Lesnar. Right. We watched that. So that was Saturday night. We watched that.
No, that was Sunday night. We watched Stone Cold Kevin Owens.
No, we did. Why did I watch?
You watched it. You watched it this night by yourself.
That's right.
I was at
did.
my house and you were texting me about it.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. All right. I knew I watched it. But as far as the whole Tiger Woods thing goes, so obviously it's Masters Week. If you're a golf fan, this is your Super Bowl. This is your Indianapolis 500, Daytona 500, your World Series, your NBA Finals, all of it wrapped up into one.
Yep.
Everybody loves the Masters. It's Augusta. We're going to have, the Dan Patrick Show is doing the Jim Nantz Sound-Alike contest this week, probably on their show, where people call in and they do their Dan Patrick imitations. The birds are chirping. The azaleas are in full bloom.
Yeah.
It's April in Augusta. And they do the whole thing. And the best part about that whole Dan Patrick, Jim Nantz Sound-Alike thing was one time Jim Nantz called in without saying he was Jim Nantz and didn't win the Jim Nantz Sound-Alike.
Yeah.
True story.
Yeah, true story.
Look it up.
How did he lose?
Because the guys vote on it in the booth, on the show. So he calls in and they're like, "Oh yeah," they're like, "Yeah, okay, pretty good." And he's like, "What do you mean pretty good? It's me, you fucks."
That was pretty funny.
It's like the Tom Brady thing. I am the guy in the standee.
I am the guy in the standee.
Yeah. So this is golf's biggest event. I mean, there's no two ways about it. It's the most exclusive. It's the best. It's the brightest. It's everybody wants to win this one. You get your green jacket and you are set for life. Yep. It doesn't matter what you do from there on out.
This is the big one. This is the Super Bowl of golf.
Yeah, didn't an Asian guy win last year? Was it 2 years ago?
Marakawa.
Marakawa is his name?
No.
Matsuyama? No. I don't know.
Wow, you guys are
I think you're right. I forget, dude.
Was that last year or 2 years ago?
It was last year.
And then I never heard.
Yeah, because remember everybody made the big deal about his caddy going and being like, "Oh, thank you very much, golf course."
Yeah, he bowed.
Yeah, he was like, "I respect the golf course."
Yeah, but didn't
I do not respect a dolphin and a wheel.
But wait, didn't that whole thing I
turned him into sushi.
Didn't he disappear after that?
No, he's still there. He's coming back this weekend to defend his title. I mean, it's a big fucking deal, dude. Like, this is a big deal.
Defend his title.
Yeah.
You defend it? How do you defend it?
He's the reigning champion.
You just keep winning. That's all you do, right?
No, there's other tournaments throughout the year, but every year you come back to the Masters and you want to win the Masters again.
Yeah, so someone can be ass all year, but they keep getting invited back to the Masters.
Doesn't matter. As long as you qualify for the Masters and you get there, it doesn't matter what you do for the
No,
rest
no,
of
all
the year.
right. No, what if you
Matsuyama.
what if you
That's
win
what I
the,
said.
All right, what if you win the
Morikawa
Masters?
is the guy with the weird backswing, right?
Yeah.
Sure. You win the Masters last year. Let's say he's just ass for the rest of the year. You have to
Doesn't
qualify.
matter. Doesn't matter.
He
Won
already
the
he comes
Masters.
back. He comes back because he already.
He's defending champion, so he gets. I
Okay.
think you get like a 1-year provisional.
I think you get like an immunity thing.
Yeah. So like if
Okay,
you're a
that makes
past
sense.
champion, you still get to go. It's
I feel like this should be like a very well-known rule that we should know. But for some
yeah.
reason,
I feel wildly unprepared to explain that to you, and I apologize because I feel like I should know that.
No, I refer to you guys for all the golf and NASCAR Indy 500 Formula shit. Because
Yeah.
I'm just like,
golf. I just watch a lot of it. I don't really maybe necessarily.
It's background noise.
I
understand
forget. Well, that's
a lot
that's
of
what I
it.
love about golf. It's like college football. Like you just put it on in the background and you just roll with it.
Right. It's
Oh,
tough
but I
to
don't even know if it's on
understand.
sometimes because
It's-
sometimes there's like long pauses. You hear nothing.
Yeah, golf's
Yeah,
pretty-
golf is fun to watch, man. Like, well, now that I play
if
golf
you know
again,
what's going on. Yeah.
now that I play it again, it's more fun to watch but it's also infuriating by the same token because you watch these guys and you're like, they make it look so easy, and then you get out on the course and what the fuck? Like, why can't I just be that good?
Like 1 out of the 100 one out of like the usual like 100 shots I take in an 18 rounds, it's like one of them I'm like, see, that was just like so and so did at the Valspar Open last week. I'm like, that was that one shot. I'm like, see, if I could just do that 99 more times, I'd shoot in the 70s, but I can't because I suck, and it's very frustrating when you watch it because it's all you think about is just why can't I just you fucking hit something and it just goes right off the toe straight at somebody because they're standing right out. And you're like, I'm not even aiming that fucking way. I'm not even looking that way.
protect the
Why
balls.
did it go that way and not that way? It's frustrating, man.
It is the most difficult game in the world for a reason.
Very fucking frustrating.
I guarantee I'll go out. I'll have an immaculate first game because I have no idea what I'm doing.
Probably.
And then I'll be shit every time after
There
that.
is there is a lot of that. You'll get a lot of guys that'll come out their first couple times, and they're out there smacking the shit out of the ball, and they're
Tiger
driving
Woods,
it.
y'all.
Yeah,
And they're like,
piping it.
sure, this game's fucking easy. And then they come back and like play again,
never
and,
do it
then,
again.
and then they're like, oh, it's like, oh, cool, yeah. How was that 140 you just shot? You fucking loser. Like, it's like, oh yeah, how about this fucking drive you hit on fucking 13?
Yeah, you'll come out your second time and you'll just be duff after duff.
As my
after
grandfather
duff,
used to
like-
put it, it is the single most humbling experience that you can ever put yourself through.
I would just go for the highest score possible. I'd be like, I scored way more points than these guys. I won.
Yes. So, to the point. So back to Tiger here. So now that Tiger has announced that he is coming back, immediately the media frenzy. I mean, like I was at the gym this afternoon. And I'm on the treadmill. And I'm doing my post workout cardio, and because I'm getting way too fucking
Was
fat.
that today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting way too fucking fat, and I'm watching, and like they got CNN on one of the TVs in front of me, and I glance over, and it's just like breaking news: Tiger Woods announces he's
Right.
intending to play the Masters, and I'm like,
Right.
all right, well here we go, we got something out. It bums me out that I have to work Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
If you
but
thought Will Smith smacking fucking Chris Rock was gonna make fucking headlines, Tiger Woods playing the Masters, ladies and
It
gentlemen.
would only be better if Tiger Woods also came out and said he was having another affair and he was secretly married to somebody else.
Who's he married to now?
Nobody.
I was gonna say I don't think he is married right now.
Yeah,
Smart man.
Yeah, he's just playing.
No, he's out there just pimping him and his son who's fucking
yeah.
dirt nasty.
Yeah, just balling.
Really?
Yeah.
How old is his son?
12?
10, 12, somewhere in there.
I think I say 40.
10 to
I don't know.
14.
Pick up
He's-
your phone
he's
and fucking look it up.
What's his name? Charlie, right?
Charlie Woods.
Charlie Woods.
His name is Charlie?
Charlie Woods.
I had no idea.
Yeah, little chuckles, bro. He's gonna be fucking dirt nasty. But so when Tiger, this was like earth shattering news. Like to put
Chuckle
it-
Woods.
and the reason this is earth shattering news is
He's
not
13. He's 13.
13. Okay, split the diff. You said 14. I said 12. The reason this is big news is it's because the magnitude of the Masters. If you don't watch the Masters, I highly advise if you have a few minutes on Sunday, so late Sunday afternoon, you're just you're getting ready for dinner when the tournament's winding down and it's the final round. If there is any drama at the Masters, watch it. It is the best. It is one of the best things you will watch on television all year, sporting event wise. I shit you not. It will be 10 times better if Tiger is involved with it.
Absolutely.
And the point I was making earlier, and I'll pose this to our listeners that might not have seen it, is there is no athlete in any sport of any generation anywhere on earth that moves the needle like Tiger Woods does. There's no one that brings in more eyes and more attention to a golfing tournament than Tiger Woods. There's nobody on the tour that's done it since. There's nobody in any other sport that's done it since. Nobody's tuning in. You know, people might watch Sunday Night Football because it's Bucks Rams and two good teams and stuff like that. But no one's tuning in just to see what Tom Brady does.
I'm just afraid that this year it's gonna be like worse than like the fucking Waste Management Open with the get in the hole and the bullshit.
They got rid of that at Augusta. You can't do that
I know
anymore.
they tried to get rid of that. Well,
they kick you out if you. So one of the things at golf tournaments, Sean, for you that don't know, and for those listeners that don't know,
Except that one time I saw a video and everyone like throwing sodas and shit like that. On
Beer.
that's the
video.
Waste Management Open. That's what
That's what it was.
yeah, that's Phoenix. We're trying to go to that next year.
Yeah.
Because
That's hilarious.
It's basically a party at a golf tournament.
Is it the 17th?
16th, I believe. I think it's the 16th.
16th.
Or
Yeah.
am I confusing that with the Island Green?
The island.
Yeah,
bowl.
we're fucking a couple.
Yeah, we're
up.
fucking.
Anyway,
we're
That's
fucking
okay.
up.
Go ahead.
But
Continue.
there's it's a triple decker stands. Like there's a triple decker on this par 3, and guy got a hole in one, and everybody just started fucking launching their beers. On
I
it.
know. I saw it, and I
It
was
was
like,
amazing.
It's a party. It's fun.
I was looking like crazy. I was like, what the hell happened?
Tons of celebrities come out and stuff like that, and they usually try and take a crack at it.
Yeah, from what I know and from what I saw in the past, I was used to the usual shit of you can't cheer or they eject you, and all of a sudden I see everybody, and I'm like,
That one's different. Yeah, the
That's a-
Masters is.
You go to Augusta, bro. You can't even wear your hat backwards.
well, unless you're
What?
fucking Patrick Mahomes.
No, they made him turn it around.
Did they? All right,
Yes.
good, because there was pictures of Patrick Mahomes going around. They were like, and the celebrities here this afternoon, yuck, yuck, yuck. And they panned over, and it was like Patrick Mahomes and shit like that. And he had his fucking hat on backwards. And I looked at my
And they made
father,
him. They
and
made
I'm
him
like,
turn it around. They
I'm
made
like,
him put
I'm
his-
okay with that.
No,
It's
no.
so.
Not at Augusta. You cannot wear your hat backwards at Augusta.
no, he said, and they turned it around. I said, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, they made him turn it
Yeah.
back to the frontwards.
That's
yes.
like the horse racing thing I want to go
Kentucky
to.
Derby.
Yes, I want to go to that one day. Just like a complete asshole, salmon pants, yellow jacket,
Yeah.
a fucking blue hat. I don't give a shit.
Right,
It's
that's
like
I'm
the
down.
party one. Yeah.
I'm totally down to go to the Kentucky Derby. Let's get some fucking press passes and go next year. Fuck
Yeah.
it.
You can go to the Breeders' Cup. The
gigantic,
Breeders'
a
Cup
gigantic
is-
brimmed hat that's just flat.
We're gonna look like Stewie and Brian when they were on they're trying to escape the Titanic.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I'd be down.
So Augusta is super super exclusive, and we'll get into that in a second. But I would love to hear from anybody that can name me an athlete that was more interesting or generated more interest in the sport than Tiger Woods, because obviously you don't watch golf at all. You don't give a shit, but you're going to hear all about Tiger Woods. Your news feed all weekend is going to be flooded with Tiger this, Tiger that. Where's Tiger? How's Tiger? Is everybody watching Tiger? Did you see what Tiger did?
That Rochambeau thing was pretty good.
DeChambeau?
You heard me.
But he's not popping
go,
through
Brooksy.
your news feed or other outlets
Just for that 3-week
like
time frame.
Tiger is.
No, none of them are. Tiger's a special breed, man.
He is. Yeah, and that's the thing. And not only it's so funny to watch it because I've been watching Tiger his whole career. I remember when he first came out, we were in middle school.
I was in elementary.
You were in
I was in
elementary school. I was in
elementary
early element. I was early middle school, 6th, 7th
You're
grade.
talking like 97, right?
96,
Yeah,
97.
I was in 5th.
And I remember when he came on the scene, and I remember watching this guy, and he was so dominant, so good. I mean, he won the Masters by 16 strokes one year. It was insane.
Was it?
And you're just like, holy shit, this guy can fucking golf.
Was that wasn't the better than most year, obviously.
I don't remember what year it was. I thought it was his first or second Masters win.
No, the one that he absolutely crushed it.
Yeah, he was on the Sports. I vividly remember being in 5th grade and seeing the Sports Illustrated cover of the cartoon version of him golfing with the oversized head character.
Yeah, the caricature, yeah.
Yeah, and that was whatever. That was 96, 97. I was
Yeah,
I was a kid.
Right.
Yeah,
And I was
and
like,
that's,
wow, that's crazy.
he's
and then
still
it's weird because it turned into this thing where you tuned in to watch because he started winning so much
It was nonstop.
that you tuned in to watch and like, all right, how much can this guy win? Can he catch Jack? Can he be that good? And you tuned in and early on, up until 2008, it took about 10 years before people started to hate him. It took until the whole Thanksgiving night 2008, pill popping porn star thing, wife smashed him with a golf club.
That was 14 years ago.
Right? It was 08, right? Look it up.
So
2008.
When did Tiger Woods cheat
Tiger
his
Woods
wife?
scandal.
Hold on.
Tiger
Hold on.
just put Tiger Woods Thanksgiving car crash. I should bring it up, but it took about that.
2009.
09. Okay,
Nine.
it was 09. Thanksgiving 09.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Wow, we're getting
dude.
old as shit, man. That did not feel like 13 years ago.
I know.
Yep, it's crazy.
I know. So it took until about then before I think people started not liking him and really having like disdain for Tiger and being like, fuck this guy. Because then all of a sudden, then like the story started coming out with like, yeah, he doesn't tip at restaurants and he's a real asshole to fans and
Right,
like
right.
he's a stuck-up prude and like all this other stuff, which I mean, whatever, like I'm not watching the guy because I want a role model. Like I don't really give a shit.
I was just about to say, this goes back to everybody that we were talking about in the NFL.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit what you do off the field.
No.
Just win the
I mean,
games.
you
know what
should
I mean?
be you should be cool to the fans, but I can also imagine like golf is a spectator sport, but it's not a spectator sport like basketball or football.
Right.
Like fans in the stands don't get golfers paid. It
Right.
helps, but it's not like there is so much money in golf like without people buying tickets to events that like they don't need you there.
Right.
There's a reason why golf could just be like, yeah, we don't
Right.
we can still play tournaments.
Booking tee times at public courses is what gets
Facts.
golfers paid.
Exactly. Like it's wild.
Product
So,
placement, endorsements,
While I
things
think
like that.
while I think most athletes should be kind to the fans because that is a big part of what they do. I feel like golfers are the one sport where that is like you could be exempt from that. Because you just don't have to care. Like the fans, they're not allowed to heckle you. Like while they're not allowed to like yell shit in your backswing. If you go up there, if a guy's warming up and a guy yells something while he's like taking his practice swings and he like and does one of these, boom, here comes security. You're out of here.
yeah.
Big time.
See you later. Like you're not allowed to do any of that shit in golf. So it's not like when people yelling Westbrook from the stands and Westbrook being like, hey,
I'm
my
gonna
kid's gonna have that
Yeah,
name,
I'm
man.
gonna seek legal action.
Yeah, it's like you shut the fuck up.
Right.
Shut the fuck up.
Get nutty with it.
So once the disdain for Tiger started to mount, I feel like that was when it was that's when like people it became like real that like no matter what, now it became a love-hate thing and people would tune in to either root for him or root against him. But there was no just whatever in between. It was either you loved him or you hated him. Like
I never hated him.
I love him. I mean, I don't look like I said, he's not my dad. He's not my kid's camp counselor. He's a guy who plays golf on television, and I want to watch him win because I just want to see the most dominant player in any sport continue to dominate.
Well, yeah, I mean, watching him win, as far as like the game of golf goes, like watching a
So
guy
much
like
fun.
Tiger Woods win, you're literally watching him pull off like ridiculous shot after ridiculous shot after ridiculous shot,
Or
like,
making difficult shots just look super routine.
His consistency, like when you know the game and you play and you sit there and you know what you do on a Sunday afternoon or whatever when
So
you're
here's a
out at your
16-foot putt, and this green's going to break about 4 different ways before the ball gets
Yeah.
there. And he cuffs it, and you're like, huh, I missed a 3-footer to make double bogey the other day. That
Right.
sucked.
It's his consistency in the way he plays the game. It's like you got to watch him to really, I guess, understand like how nasty he is. Like if you play golf. If you don't play golf, like yeah, it's cool. Like yay, the Masters, like the spectacle. Maybe like your fucking friends are having a cookout and they're everybody's bringing booze and food and shit like that. It's
Yeah.
an excuse to party. But if you watch golf and you play and you understand, Tiger's probably the sickest dude to watch. Like at any course.
And there's
at any
been
time.
other Masters moments that like sans Tiger that were great, like Bubba Watson and Lefty, and
right.
last
there's
year
been plenty of great matchups and.
with Masuyama. There's been a lot of other fun matchups to watch, but like remember 08 the Masters when Tiger he had the bad knee and he was out there on Sunday like cringing in pain after shots and still just like chip in for birdie like out of the trap.
Yeah.
And the whole place is going fucking nuts. Like
yeah.
Tiger is is a rare air athlete in the sense of people will tune in. People who don't watch golf, people who don't give a shit about golf for 365 days a year. I'll make an exception. I'll make it 364 this year. Tiger's playing on Sunday. Like
Right.
if Tiger is playing on Sunday at the Masters, it will be you'll be able to measure it on the Richter scale. The ratings that they will get. It's going to be insane.
Especially after broken leg.
So let me ask you guys this: as I am not like Tiger has like no effect on my life, like one way or another. Like Tiger, I think I just assume is a great golfer. If he disappears, like I didn't even know he was gone for this long. I was like, I knew he was in a car accident. I'm like,
I mean, we talked about it on this show.
yeah,
Right.
I just,
And I remember saying, I was like, he'll never play again. He'll never play.
I do remember.
He'll
Oh,
never
see, I
play.
didn't think
He'll
that.
never
I'd be
play
like,
at this
oh,
level
he'll be
again
back.
because
Yeah.
because he already had the back injuries. He was
tons of injuries.
battling injuries his whole career. Then he's finally starting to get healthy, and he flips his car off the freeway and breaks his leg like
No, it was
severely.
it was a road in his neighborhood. It's got like a shitty
Yeah.
ass like icy
No, I know that.
icy morning in a glare and in some curves and shit or something. I don't know.
All right, so let me get to this.
Anyway.
Like, since you guys are like more golf fans than I am, do you like Tiger more post showing his real character, or would you prefer Tiger before like everything came out? Like if Tiger this whole time we didn't know anything about the 2009 stuff. If Tiger was like this good guy, family man, like goody two shoes, does that change how you feel about him now? Or do you kind of like that John Daly reputation of like, oh, this guy cheats out with porn stars, he's hiding things, he's doing all kinds of crazy shit?
I was just about to say, like, why do we love John Daly?
Yeah, but John Daly doesn't try and hide it.
But
That is
right.
John Daly.
Well,
Right.
Tiger doesn't hide it
tri-
anymore.
Well, no, because he got busted though.
Yeah, but
I
now
mean,
he's full out.
Right.
Do I think less of Tiger? No. I don't care. I like Tiger now. I like Tiger more. I think I like Tiger more as a bad guy per se than I do as beloved.
I don't know.
You know what I'm
That's
saying? Like
that's
I,
a
like,
tough one.
I
for me.
think I like him more as the guy that everybody's rooting against, and he still wins, than the guy who just everybody's like, oh, we love Tiger, like, oh, Tiger, because I mean he had millions and millions and millions of fans. He was adored for years.
He was the first billionaire athlete, wasn't he? Over Jordan. Didn't he make a billion?
Active, I think, first active billionaire
Oh,
athlete.
active.
Maybe because I'm fairly
Okay.
certain Jordan had made his billions before Tiger
Before,
did.
that's what I thought, but I thought I had
But-
read something that he was
or
the
hit a
first
billion?
like billionaire athlete or something. I was like, oh shit. Maybe yeah, in some kind
But
of.
no,
perspective.
I like him better as the bad guy. I think Tiger is the bad guy. Like when Tiger puts on that red shirt and those black pants on Sunday, you know it's game on, dude. It's like when you hear the gong and the Undertaker's coming out. You're like, oh fuck, it's on. It's on.
Oh, I'm full in for entrances for everybody.
I don't know,
everyone should
yeah.
have an entrance.
I don't know. It's hard for me because honestly, like I like to see Tiger do well and all that, but he's not the first guy I'm rooting for on the scoreboard.
No, who are you rooting for,
No.
Bryson?
I'm rooting for DeChambeau #1 overall, but if not, my boy DJ, man, Dustin Johnson, like
We call
that's
it-
my solid
His,
number.
his,
like
his nickname is Baby Bryson when we play.
I just like Bryson DeChambeau. I think he's revolutionizing the game, but he's just kind of
He's
like
the jack guy that wears cleats.
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
and he pipes it like $4 and like they actually had to create rules.
Didn't they say he has like autism or something?
I forget what it was. If somebody's listening,
He's
they
like a
know.
super genius.
Well, yeah, he's mad.
so he's
he's
like-
mad smart about shit, and he takes it to like another level where maybe it's probably his weakness, to be honest with you. But they actually, I forget what championship, whatever tournament it was. They actually created a rule saying that you can't cut X amount of yards off the hole. Because Bryson was actually capable of driving it like 400 and change to like basically make an L-shaped hole straight. But they were like, no, you can't do that. That's OB. That's out of bounds. You have to go around because they literally had to change. the
See,
rule
that's
because of
bullshit,
him.
though. If the guy can fucking hit it that
That's-
far,
that's
if
what
it
I
lands in bounds, it lands in
Because
bounds.
Brooks Koepka likes to bitch about shit and he's a douche.
I
I'm
don't
sorry.
like Brooks. I don't like
No,
Brooks.
me
I don't
neither.
like
I'm
Koepka.
Team DeChambeau. Fuck
Yeah,
Koepka.
same.
I like Brooks.
Let's go, Brooks. Hey, that'll get you thrown out of Augusta this weekend. You yell, "Let's go, Brooks!" Hey,
If you're just a fan, you can't be like, yeah, let's go.
no.
No.
There's certain things you can't say, like get in the hole. Now is like one of those things because every time a guy putts it, there's always one jackass in the audience going,
Get in the hole!
Get in the hole! And you're like, or the best is when they do it off the tee. It's like all right, this is a 418-yard par 4. I know he's going to drive it about 275 here, and it's just like, tink, get in the hole, and you're like,
Really?
brother,
Just wait for it. That's what she
This is,
said.
what do you think? What do you think this is? He's not that. He's not. What's his name there? The fucking long drive champion kid. Fucking what's his name, Paul? The Instagram kid there.
No idea.
The long hair. You know exactly what I'm talking about. We were just fucking talking about him, but he's not hitting it $4 off
The
the
kid
tee.
the kid that's sponsored by Puma.
No. He's a long drive champion. What the fuck's his name on Instagram? We follow him. Look it up. Pick up your phone and look at the goddamn thing.
I'm trying to.
Jesus Christ.
Why
You can see his face.
Can't cancel this one. What is going on? Hold on. Get the hell out of here.
Okay, you don't have to narrate. Just fucking look it up.
There's things happening on my phone right now. I don't know.
This fucking guy.
Is that TikTok?
No, I'm on a Snapchat call right now. I don't know how.
I'm on a Snapchat call. You're still in it.
Yeah, I know. I'll look it up, but yeah, keep going.
Anyway, so if you yell that shit now at Augusta, like Augusta's so exclusive, they could basically just be like, leave. Like, we don't need your money, leave. Like, get out. Like, it took until, I think, what was it, VJ Singh? Was VJ Singh the first black guy that was allowed to play at Augusta? And that was like 1990?
Something like
1991?
that.
No, I
yeah.
thought it was 98 or something like that.
No, because Tiger was already on the tour. VJ Singh, I think, was the first guy that was allowed to play. And they were like, oh, thank God VJ Singh broke down that color barrier, because then Tiger came along, and we were like, well, we would have to change the rules for this guy because he's way too good. And it was like, that was a real thing. Women weren't even allowed to play at Augusta until like 2005.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Or
that
crazy.
was a
some
long
shit
time.
like that. Like, it's like, it's a good old boys club. Like, you want to talk about like some fuck you money?
Mm-hmm.
And these people don't care. Like, even if you have all the money in the world, and you go to Augusta, and you're like, I want to have a membership. They're like, no. And you're like, come on. They're like, no.
Are you talking about this guy, Stephen Rowe?
No.
Dude, I don't know who you're talking about, dude. Long-haired, long drive guy.
Yeah.
Not the guy that I met, right? Not the guy that Ron Tiedemeyer dude or whatever, or whoever it was. So
Yeah.
we went.
Fucking
So we
asshole.
played at New Seabury for the Boys and Girls Club tournament.
No,
Yep,
not Ron
yep, yep.
Tiedemeyer, Paul. It's
Or
Oh, is it Steve Buscemi?
no, it's somebody, dude. This guy, he was like, I forget what he ranked. He ranked like top like 12th or like something like that. And
I follow him on Instagram. I can't-
yeah, I don't think I do because I have no idea who you're talking about. Like long haired, I know there's like a skinny kid. He's maybe like 145 pounds.
Kyle Berkshire.
Oh yeah, Colin Burke. Okay.
Oh yeah, Kyle Berkshire. Oh yeah, him.
That name sounds familiar. I honestly wouldn't have guessed it though. That's not anywhere near. I was like, long drivers. I don't even know long drivers. Like not off the top of my head.
Well, he's actually a really good golfer too. But like, he
Right.
fucking hits his pitching wedge like a $170. I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck you.
I can hit it 170, but it's gonna be thin as fuck.
Not your pitching wedge.
Yeah, it's gonna be thin as fuck. Is what I'm
You
saying.
ain't getting a pitching
I'm
wedge
sculling
170.
the fuck out of that thing.
I think the most I've ever gotten like 170. I've probably gotten like in my 9-iron. I had my 8-iron 165 onto the green a couple months ago. That was pretty much the extent of my range, though. That was
Right.
like everything I had, and then I hit it flush, and probably a little bit of windage. You know, there was some help there. But anyway, neither here nor there. No one cares about my golf game. It sucks. But Sunday, Tiger Masters, cannot fucking wait.
It's gonna be a good time.
I hope he makes it. Like that brings me to the next
Piss, I
point.
gotta work, dude.
It sucks that what sucks is that we don't know what we're gonna see out of Tiger. He could not even make the cut
No.
Damn.
Yeah. because we don't know how he's gonna play.
What's the purse this year?
I have no idea.
5.
Ooh, I'm gonna look that shit up.
I have no idea if he's even
That's
gonna make the
what I
cut because we haven't seen him play since before the accident, and who knows? He could come out and suck balls. He could be done like Friday afternoon. Like stick a fork in him. See you later. Didn't make it.
Shit.
So
$2 million.
let's hope that's not the case, because I really hope. I'm really, 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 really hoping at 4:30 in the afternoon on Sunday afternoon, I'm sitting there in front of glued to my television, being like, "Come on, Tiger, you can do it. Number 7, baby, let's go."
Yep.
It would be fucking amazing.
I hope
would
I
love
get
to
out
see
at
it.
3 o'clock because I'll be working.
Oh yeah, you'll be able to see. You'll at least be able to catch the end of it.
If I get out.
Yeah, true. I was saying, go in Saturday night for 11 to 7 defensive overtime.
Yeah, I know, right? I got to combat.
Yeah.
I got to watch the Masters.
774-992-8702. Give us a call. Name me a bet. Name me an athlete. I'm still waiting for somebody to say, like, the number one name that came up that people would use to say that there's more, that was more of a draw than Tiger was Jordan. And I don't, like, I disagree wholeheartedly. I don't think anybody who outside of basketball really truly cared to tune into the NBA just because Jordan was playing.
I got one.
I bet you're going to say who I'm thinking.
Sport.
Boxing.
Nailed it.
Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson.
Yeah,
Tyson.
yep. That's, nice.
Yeah.
I was like, name the sport. Boxing. I was like, you
That
know
would be
You already
that
know.
would, that would be
I
that
was
would be
like,
the
he's gonna
second.
say it.
I think he's the closest.
Dude, people, he look at that fake fight he had against what the fuck is his name? I don't remember the other guy he fought. He was a
Yeah, I don't remember either. I know
The
exactly.
exhibition fight.
Yeah.
It got crazy amounts of views. Most of
Yeah.
it was illegal, but it got crazy amounts of views.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. I mean, I think Tyson and Tiger are the two biggest draws when it comes to single, like, especially because they have the benefit of being a single athlete sport as well. Like, they don't have a team. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can tune in to watch the Patriots, but you're not necessarily tuning in to watch Tom Brady. You're like,
Well, you can't.
or when you would tune in to watch the Packers back in the day, you're like, well, it's Brett Favre, but Packers Vikings, like, it's pretty good. It helped that those guys were there, but they weren't the reason you were watching.
Right.
They were a big reason in part why the team was good and relevant. Like Brady Manning was a huge draw, but that took two people.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Nobody was tuning in to Kirk Cousins versus Tom Brady for Monday Night Football because you're like, oh shit, I got to see this. But Brady Manning, you were like, oh fuck yeah, no, I got to see this. This is Brady versus Manning. This is it. This is the match. This is the matchup. So I think that hinders other athletes, which is why I don't think Jordan, and Jordan for a long time I feel like went without peers. Like he kind of rose above all of his peers. He didn't have an equal in the league. Like if Kobe had played at the same time as Jordan, and you could have been like, all right, like we got Kobe and Jordan tonight. Like, oh shit, like this is a throwdown. Like this is it. Like, it was like when LeBron played Kobe.
Mm-hmm.
That was more of a draw, but it always took two guys. With golf and boxing, you're tuning in to see if that guy will win.
Right.
And that's it. And that's the only reason you're tuning in.
Which I was
is to
gonna
see that guy. Because if Tiger's not playing on Sunday, don't get me wrong, it's still the Masters. I'm still watching. But there's not that level of excitement. There's not that buzz around it like, oh, shit, what's Tiger going to do? Is Tiger going to play well? Right. First time back from the accident. How is this going to go? Now you're just intrigued to see, even if it's not good, you're still intrigued by the storyline and what is going to unfold in Augusta. So you don't get that with team sports as much as you do with golf, and that's why you were dead ass right about Tyson. I mean, Conor McGregor's another guy.
Yeah, it's all the individual guys in their sports. Like,
yeah.
Those are the guys you pay to see. The Tigers, the
right?
Mike Tysons,
Exactly. You're paying to see that
McGregor,
guy.
Right.
Mayweather.
Which I was going to say is all the more credit to the guys like Jordan and Brady and Manning, where they're on the same level in a team sport as the guys are in the individual sports. You know what I mean?
Are they though? Because like I said, if it's not Brady versus Manning or Brady versus Rogers or Rogers versus Manning or Favre versus Steve Young,
no, but
it's not that no one really cares. Like no one cares to watch Tom Brady. Like no one's tuning in at 1:00 on a Sunday to watch Tom Brady just take a shit on the Jets for the umpteenth billionth time.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, but when there's a big fight going on with McGregor and there's also a Brady, man, you're buying both.
Right,
you're buying both.
I see your point, but yeah, you would have a giant conflict of interest where if you're like, all right, like all of a sudden in the middle of fucking Brady Manning, whatever, Sunday Night Football, Conor McGregor is going to fucking tee off against
at like 12:00 at night after
Floyd
the game.
Mayweather or
yeah,
something.
you know what I mean? Like
not
you're
even,
buying both.
No, I mean if they would never run. They would never run at the same time. But I'm just saying, think about it. If those two things were on the air at the same time, 8:00, Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor, Brady versus Manning. What are you watching? Like now you're talking about that's a tough call.
I'm getting two TVs.
Right now, yeah, seriously, that's what you're doing. You're like, oh fuck, we need two televisions now. Like now I gotta have two TVs because I can't miss this because this is going on, but I also gotta keep my eye on that. Like what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like picture in picture ain't gonna cut it. We need two TVs. Get your ass to Best Buy and go get me another 60. Like
too.
it's how it goes. So that's why Tiger is, I think, the number one athlete of all time when it comes to interest and moving the needle. I mean, this guy just makes it must-see TV now. Like, if you don't even if you don't like golf, you're watching to see what Tiger does.
Mm-hmm. True.
Whether that's Thursday, Friday, whether it's over on Friday or Saturday, hey, that's out of your hands, but you're still going to pay attention. You're still going to go Google it and say, oh, wonder how Tiger's doing. What's going on here? Like, let's see how Tiger's doing today. And, of course, it's the Masters, so it's not like he's coming back for, TPC Sawgrass or Pebble Beach or one of these things. You're like, no, he's coming back for the Masters.
This is
the big one. This is the big boy. This is the green jacket. This is where all the money is made. This is what we want to see. And Tiger, historically, has been at his best when the lights are the brightest. Now, will that ring true? I mean, will that ring true on on Sunday, I don't know because I don't know what to expect out of him. I'm just happy he's physically capable of even playing after what he went through. Like off the field or off the course drama be damned. I don't really care.
Right.
I just want to see Tiger do what Tiger does, which is come out and dominate on the golf course.
Yeah, I'm pretty pissed I got to work this weekend, actually.
Yeah, that sucks, dude. I would definitely not be working on Sunday if I were you.
Yep.
774-992-8702. Give us your thoughts on Tiger. Is there a bigger draw than Tiger Woods? If there is, I'd love to hear it. I mean, we've already kind of gone over the Bradys, the Mannings, the Jordans. The only guy that we can think of that can be compared to Tiger in terms of level of interest is Mike Tyson. Joey Fats Radio, roll one, seat one.
I gotta tell you something right now, Joey. And Sean and Paul, you're giving a lot of disrespect to the wrestling right now, but let me tell you, Tiger Woods has got nothing on the Macho Man. I'll tell you that right now. God damn it. All right, how you guys doing?
Good, man.
What's
How
up?
you been?
It's Travis. in case you didn't-
I knew that.
Yeah.
I love the effort, Trav. Good. Thanks for the call, man.
I'm trying. Yeah, I'll turn the music down now. But yes.
No, totally fine. I understood. I was like, okay. I was
Totally
like,
get it.
Macho Man's theme or someone's graduating in the background. I'm like, it's one or the other.
That was great.
And then
I mean,
So I
somebody
just
might
can't tell
graduate
you
with some
how
knowledge
free
tonight.
I
We
feel.
don't know. We don't. I appreciate the talk. I've been watching the stream all night. Love the show
Well,
as
thank you.
always, guys.
Thank you.
Travis.
Appreciate it, bro.
Great work. But yeah, as much as I love to talk shit about Tiger, Sean, I want to get into this wrestling card if we can.
I mean,
Yeah.
sure, we could jump into it
Yeah,
now.
absolutely. Dude. Go right ahead, man.
We're finishing with
We've
Tiger,
been
so
on
it's
the
good
masses
timing.
for a minute, so
Yeah, we've been on.
Switch
We've
gears.
been on the air now for
almost an hour.
45 minutes, and we've
Yeah,
been
about
talking about
45.
nothing but golf. So, yeah, fire away, dude. Wrestling was on our docket. It was on the list of things to talk about tonight.
We all watched most of it or some of it.
Well,
anyway.
This
Sean-
is the only time I will ever bring it up because it's the big weekend.
It is. Well, it was. I mean, there was what 16 hours of wrestling this weekend.
So Stand and Deliver, which is NXT, was on Saturday afternoon, which I couldn't watch. I was doing
Yep.
other shit. There was WrestleMania at night, which was 8 p.m. to midnight, so that was 5 hours there. Then there was WrestleMania night 2, which was 8 p.m. to midnight
Correct.
again. And then there was Monday Night Raw from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. last night. So you're talking roughly about 16 hours-ish of wrestling in 3 days.
Which was fucking
And that's-
awesome.
And that's if you're only counting that. There was also the Ring of Honor stuff and also AEW Rampage. I didn't watch either of that stuff. but
I could not. I watch AEW sometimes. Like now, it's getting a little
Yeah.
ridiculous. Where like every week they're bringing in new guys, and I'm like, bro, just use the guys you got. Like I don't need to
Yes,
see a debut every week. Like come on.
I am here just to speak on the WWE stuff.
Perfect.
And let me say, you and I, Sean, already agreed this was probably the best WrestleMania weekend in at least 10 years.
Oh my
it-
God, yes.
It was very good. So I'm just going to do a quick recap on all this stuff. I got all the matches lined up right here. So Usos versus Shinsuke, Rick Boogs, opening match on Saturday night. Didn't go well because Boogs legit suffered a torn quad.
And his patella popped too. He popped his patella
Ew.
and his quad.
During the during the match.
So he was gonna do. He was
During
gonna
the
do,
performance, yes.
Yes, you're correct on both.
It is
So
theatrical
both
in its nature.
Usos were jumped on his shoulders, and he was gonna do a double squat press because he's a jack dude, he can do it.
Yeah.
And then as he
he's-
caught both the
he's
guys,
a legit
his leg just
amateur
snapped.
wrestler and all that shit. He was gonna do a double Samoan drop on him, and
his quad popped
Well,
and
yeah,
the match had to
and-
end quick because
Oh,
it was
shit.
bad. They had to carry him. He couldn't even get up.
Damn.
Yeah, so
He Vince McMahon'd it.
no worse than Vince McMahon.
Damn.
worse than Vince McMahon because at least when Vince McMahon did it, he rolled up into the ring and then was still yelling at Batista and
So-
John
Yeah.
Cena.
So Travis,
I got shown that clip for the first time this
Travis,
weekend. It was fucking amazing.
I showed Joey that clip on Saturday before WrestleMania Night 1, and I was talking about shit. This is before I even knew Vince was going to wrestle this weekend. So I showed him the thing.
Oh, yeah, that nobody knew.
Yeah, nobody knew. And I showed him the video, and I was like, oh, yeah, it's when Vince blew both of his quads and couldn't stand up. And he's like, what? And I was like, I'll show you the video. And he blew out both quads jumping into the ring, and he couldn't get up, so he just sat there staring at both men.
Yeah, like a fucking ventriloquist dummy, just without somebody's hand up his ass.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
when he's like got the wide, like the
Yeah,
the wide
he's shocked 'cause
face.
he doesn't know what's going on.
Right. He fucked his shit up.
So, yeah, I mean, that's an incomplete. That match was a C, because that's an incomplete.
Yes, incomplete. So then Drew McIntyre against Happy Corbin, decent match. It did what it had to do. It finished that story.
I love Drew. Drew's one of my favorites
Drew's
right
great.
now. Another guy, I told Paul, I was like, dude, Drew's 6'7", 290 pounds, and he's pure
Yeah.
muscle. I'm
Yeah.
like, the guy is built like some kind of like warlock from like another dimension. Like, there's no way.
and-
Get a glimpse of those warlocks.
he was also I'll come back to this point later. He was also the chosen one by Vince McMahon years ago.
Yeah, like
when he was-
2007 or some shit like that.
Yeah, and he looked like a twink compared to what he is now.
Yeah, he was.
Oh,
21.
he was the
He
kid that
21.
had that spurt, and then he fizzled out a little bit, and now
Yeah.
this is like his
Yeah, this is his
come
second
up
run.
and like
Yeah.
okay, I remember
He
this
was
guy.
21
yeah,
when he came to America.
Right. I do remember this story watching it.
Yep. Yeah, and now he has a beard and a kilt. And a
Right.
sword.
Yeah, he looks a lot more badass now than he did back
Is that
then.
wait,
Yeah.
Sheamus?
No,
No,
different
Whatever
guy.
happened to him?
He's still
No,
around.
Is he?
he's still around.
I didn't like him.
I
He was
did.
too pasty white for my
I
liking.
like
That's his
Sheamus.
natural color.
I know. I didn't like it. I get it. I get the character,
They
but
play up to that by shining nothing but bright white light on him.
They
I
do.
know.
Accentuate
It's
his whiteness.
it's uncomfortably bright. Like I'm like, all right, man. Like I am like it's like that setting on like your dryer, like whitest
Yes.
of whites. Like, god damn,
Yeah.
dude.
So yeah, that
It's like
match
this guy
was
has
fine.
definitely
Like,
never had grits.
Drew won. That's fine. Then we get into the Miz and Logan Paul against Rey Mysterio and Dominic.
Blown away. I was blown away
Logan
by Logan
Paul
Paul's
can-
performance.
Hey, listen, I already knew that he could do, athletic things. Because say what you will about Logan Paul, he's a douchebag, of course, but he's in good shape. But the things he did in terms of working the crowd that night to get them to hate him even more was phenomenal. He did the Three Amigos. He did the shoulder shimmy before he did the frog splash off the top rope.
Dude, he did a top rope blockbuster. You know how fucking
Yeah.
tough that is?
Logan's the older brother, right?
No, Logan's the younger.
Yeah.
No, Logan's younger. Jake is older, I thought.
No, Logan's the. Oh wait,
I thought
Which
Jake
one's
was
the
older.
really outspoken douchebag?
They're both outspoken douchebags.
Nah, there's
Well, they
one
are.
who's way more.
and they both look
both?
the same.
Yeah, they both kind
I'm
of look the
pretty,
same.
I'm
I
pretty
can't
sure
tell the
one that
difference
was
between 'em.
Wrestling though was the one that's the older one.
Yeah, I think the
it
younger
was
one's the
Logan.
boxer, right?
Well, no, they both box.
No, but the younger one's like the good boxer.
Well, they're both good boxers. I mean,
No,
you know
no,
what?
but like the younger one's like the one. That,
Logan fought Mayweather.
yes. Okay.
That one.
You get knocked out.
Yeah, so it was him.
Yeah,
Slap.
okay, so I like Logan better than I like Jake.
Well,
Paul.
Slap around.
Logan brought it, not to derail the conversation. Logan went and had an interview with Dana White on his podcast.
Yeah.
And Jake Paul hates Dana White, and Logan Paul is like, yeah, whatever, that's my brother, it's not me. Like, let's have a conversation. And so he's like, what would it take for me to get into the UFC and fight somebody? He goes, what weight do I have to be at? Who can I fight? I want to fight a real guy. He goes, would Connor fight me? And Dana was going back and forth with him. He goes, can you get to 70? Like, talking about 170. And Logan Paul's like, there's no way. Like, he'd have to drop like 50 pounds. And he's like, there's no way I can drop 50
Right.
pounds.
I like Logan
Yeah, he's
better
a
than
big
I
guy.
like Jake. Yeah.
Yeah. So they were doing all this shit. Jake is the younger, better at boxing. Okay, thanks, David. So yeah, I guess Jake is the younger. So Logan is the older one. So sorry, Travis, not to derail the conversation, but yes, Logan Paul fucking
Right.
blew it out of the water on Saturday night.
Did a great job. It, like I said, sold everything and really made the crowd hate him even more. Like I said, doing the Three Amigos, doing the frog splash, disrespecting Eddie Guerrero in that way, and then
Wore a
the
$6
Miz
million
turning
Pokemon
on
card
him for
on his
no
neck.
reason,
I heard
basically
about that.
ridiculous.
There's a $6
But it was-
million Pokemon card.
And he wore it around his neck.
Yeah, Yeah, he bought apparently. I mean, the commentators made a
Please,
point of
Russia,
saying
just
it
put
was
us
like
out
the
of our
most
misery.
expensive Pokemon card, and he's wearing it on his neck because he's that much of a douche.
And bedazzled like in like a diamond encrusted chain.
Yep. Yeah, it was the most cringe thing I saw, but he brought it in the ring. I give credit where credit's due.
It worked though. It got people's attention. It got the attention of the outside media. It got the sports world's attention, the card market attention, the guys like Gary Vee and Darren Ravel got all their attention. Like everyone was tweeting about it.
It brought all the necessary heat. And he made everybody hate him.
Yes. That was the idea.
And
It
that's
worked.
all that matters. But then for some reason, The Miz gave him the skull-crushing finale at the end, and there's no explanation for that.
Nah, we'll
blah,
see.
blah, blah. But on to the next one. Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch. Holy shit.
Becky Lynch is the hot one, right?
She's the one married to Seth Rollins.
She's hot, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think she
the
is.
redhead Irish woman.
She's
Oh wait, I don't know if I know that one.
I mean, they're both
There's
hot.
Hang on.
Bianca
Let me-
Belair
there's a
is
lot of hot
too.
Let me
WWE
let me
chicks.
look for science.
Yes.
But
for
they-
science. I mean, they're both hot. I mean, that's subjective, but
Oh yeah, she's hot. Yeah, she's cute. I like her.
They threw legit punches, and
Yep.
Belair had a swollen eye shut the next night.
yes, she did. Yes, and
'Cause-
I don't even remember when that happened.
It was an elbow.
I-
It was an accidental elbow to the face.
Is like the diva thing still a big deal in the
Nah,
WWE?
they don't do divas anymore. That's sexist.
Oh really?
It's actually, yeah. He's right.
The divas, the diva thing ended with the Bellas when once their show
Oh,
on
dude, good
E
looks.
got canceled. They
No,
they're
Joey,
like,
they're
oh, it's
women.
sexist.
Women sometimes with a Y, although not really in here because it's not AEW and they don't have Nyla Rose.
Nyla Rose is a dude, by the way.
Yes, exactly. That's why I said that.
Joey's eyes, Joey.
But no, that match was a banger. Holy shit! It was great storytelling. They touched all the bases that they should have, especially coming from SummerSlam of last year and that quick ending. And that was like a 22-minute match or something. And Jesus Christ, they went the distance.
Banger.
And both of them are great. And Bianca Belair is a bona fide star. She should be. Yeah, I mean, she already kind of was. But
Yeah, it was
Moving on.
her redemption story. But yes, continue.
yes, it was her redemption story, and it was well earned. But yeah, I want to keep this moving along because we got a lot to go through, and I don't want to take too much of you guys' time. But Cody Rhodes
Bro,
coming back.
let me tell you, for anyone that doesn't watch wrestling, and you saw this match and it's like, oh, Seth Rollins, doesn't know who he's going to fight. And if Jim Ross was still in WWE, he'd be at commentary losing his fucking mind. The lights are going out! And he'd be screaming and doing all this shit and
Asshole.
wouldn't know.
Yeah,
And wouldn't do all this stuff. And then all of a sudden, if you're a wrestling fan,
Not
know...
you, Travis. Not you.
You know
oh, I know that.
you know the Cody's music that he used in AEW when he left WWE, and it's funny because his music is actually all about asking for his release from WWE and then finding his own path, and then he comes back to WWE and they're allowing him to play that music, which kind of set the whole character off. And 78,000 people lose their mind. Like that was like one of the loudest like roars I've ever heard. Like that match, the Stone Cold Steve Austin like roar. Like how
It
many
did.
people were so excited for that comeback?
Yeah.
And it was just
It-
insane.
And all the smart marks like you and I knew that was going to happen.
I thought, you know what? I thought they
But-
were going to save it and have him come back on Raw because they were like, oh, Veer and Elias and all these other dudes. Or Shane McMahon. I was getting
Or
swerved
Shane
myself.
McMahon. Yeah, that
Yeah.
could have happened, but it would have been so stupid of them to do anything other than what they did. Like, this is, like they said, the prodigal son returning. This is a guy that left 6 years ago to make a name for himself.
Did it?
And then help start a company that is now a top rival to the WWE.
Yes.
And now came back to it.
Yes.
He would not come back to it if that was not going to be beneficial to him.
Yes,
And-
100%.
And they are completely, they're going to push him to the moon. I mean, he's probably the next legit contender to the actual title after, give him like after SummerSlam. but I'm getting ahead of myself there. But as far as
I had his
Cody
I had
and
his
Seth
dad's
match,
music queued up right as he won.
Oh my God, Joey on fucking Saturday
Yeah.
queued this up perfectly. Like Rhodes goes and gets the pin after he does the crossroads, and all of a sudden, Dusty Rhodes music is playing in Joey's basement, and I'm like, holy shit, they're playing Dusty Rhodes music, and Joey's like, no, that's me. But it was like he timed it so perfectly, and
I got so lucky.
because he did the bionic elbow and everything, and then you started playing it. I'm like,
Yeah.
holy shit! Like,
I
they're
had no
playing-
idea he was about to win either. I just
Yeah.
hit play because I was like, oh, it's Dusty Rhodes.
He did the slim, he did the flam, he did the bionic elbow, and then the third crossroads. Holy shit!
Yeah.
Like-
So
I
again,
don't know what it is though.
not to like derail everything the conversation again. You saw after WrestleMania, he did like this emotional interview in which he talked about his experience coming back, and he says his
Yeah, it
goal was to do something neither his brother or his dad ever did, and they've always wanted to do was be
Yep.
the World Wrestling Federation or
champion.
Entertainment Champion. Yeah, and that's his whole goal of coming back. And if they give him the title eventually, that's going to be a death. That's going to be a
so
hard
that's
nail
the
for AEW.
storyline going forward.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to happen immediately. I want to build towards that. I want to see that through.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
But as far as the match between him and Seth Rollins, amazing. Those are two of the best guys in the business right now.
They killed it. Yeah.
I mean, as somebody who doesn't watch every single week and watch everything all the time, I was wildly entertained.
Those face kicks from Rollins to his forehead, and his forehead was blown up.
Yeah, that was
Holy
pretty
shit.
wild, dude. That was some OG Dusty Rhodes shit right there.
Kicked him in the face repeatedly, and I was like, "Oh shit, his head's
Exactly.
swollen as fuck."
And listen, we all know that wrestling is scripted, but it is
No.
certainly not fixed. Like
Listen, we had what's Dijak running as now? T-Bar.
He's T-Bar.
He's
yeah.
T-Bar. We had T-Bar on the show. What? Jesus, it's gotta be
4 years ago, 5 years ago.
No, this is gonna be 7 years ago now.
Was it?
2014.
Oh yeah, 8 years
shit
ago. Then.
before he was in NXT.
Yeah,
Then, huh?
he was running.
He
He was
was-
running ROH.
He was just coming up. Yeah, he was Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
And he hadn't got to NXT yet, and we had him on, and and then he's a buddy of mine. Like I knew him from college. Like we played football together, and I talked to him, and he's like, yeah, dude. He's like, and I always knew like wrestling was like the impacts were real. The physical part of it was real. The outcomes obviously are completely up to the writers, but.
Right.
That shit, those dudes are flying 20, 30 feet through the air. It's like,
Yeah,
They
and
gotta
don't
land
have
on
a
something-
season like a baseball or a football player has. Like they're doing that like multiple nights a week.
yeah, sometimes 3 or 4 nights a week. It's brutal. I mean, there's a reason. It's a huge problem with guys getting hooked on painkillers and stuff like that because they have to be available.
It's less now.
And I think they've done a much better
less
job.
now,
You hear a whole lot less about
thankfully.
it, but like in the 80s and the 90s, dude,
When's
it was,
when's the Triple H documentary coming out?
Which one?
Which one?
I don't know. He
there's
just
already
he
been a
just he
couple.
just called it quits, didn't he?
He
I was
called
gonna-
it quits, but he's
I
still
was gonna
he's
say
still
you-
very active.
Oh, well, I was gonna say you're gonna see a lot of that come out. I'm sure when
He has a
does
lot
his
of
thing.
he has a lot of.
he's
documentaries already.
Triple H is a very he's a big time team player though for WWE. He's a big time Vince guy. He's not gonna paint the WWE in a bad light.
No,
I mean, his
no,
wife
no,
owns the
no.
company.
Yeah, he's a company guy.
Yeah,
I mean,
him,
he's
Stone
married
Cold,
into
The
it.
Undertaker. You aren't hearing shit out of those
right.
guys.
But as far as the physicality goes, yes,
Basically
you guys
Vince's
are
kids at
absolutely
this
right.
point.
I have friends that are in the, shout out to Teddy Goods, shout out
Huh.
to Biff Busick, aka Oni Lorcan, who was in NXT for a number of years.
Bro, Biff.
those are my
Biff is
friends.
the only. Biff is your friend. Biff has the
Yeah, I know
longest
Biff.
fucking fingers I've ever seen on a man.
He's a big,
Weird
and he's
observation,
not
sure.
even that super tall.
I
Like,
know.
He's just a big guy.
No, his fingers, like his pointer finger, is like 3 times the size that it should be.
Sean wants
Dude, I remember
Sean wants him to put it in
The
place.
No,
first time
that's-
I met him, he was a
have you
doorman
seen
at
how long that
Hibernia
man's
back in the day.
fingers-
That's when I met him.
No, his gimmick is that he uses he puts up like the one finger and stuff like that. But you see it, and he's like ET.
Yeah.
His finger comes like all the way out to this. It's like he has a gigantic gun for like a pointer hand.
That's a weird
Yep.
observation, Sean.
And-
That's his
and-
gimmick.
And guess what? His theme song is still like the goal scoring song for like some hockey team. I think it's
Yeah.
I forget which one, but maybe the Penguins or it's somewhere in the Midwest.
Yeah, I know Ted too. He's downtown. He owns he partially owns Kojo's too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
yeah,
that place. I bought a bunch of NASCAR Matchbox cars from there.
There you go.
A couple months
Yeah.
ago.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's him and his cousin.
So Cody moved on from that. Charlotte Flair, Ronda Rousey. Holy shit, that was kind of uneventful. little Nate at the end. I knew as soon as I saw him as being the ref, I'm like, some shenanigans are going to happen. It
Yep.
wasn't that bad, but it wasn't what I was expecting, but at least it keeps the storyline going on, I guess, between her and Charlotte. I guess coming into it, Ronda was pissed that it wasn't going to be the main event.
That's a true story.
I mean, I liked Ronda Rousey as a UFC fighter. I mean, she's a tremendous athlete. I just don't know, where does she fit in the WWE nowadays?
I think it's difficult for her still.
Is she like trying to be like the female Ken Shamrock or something?
No, she was like the top chick for a while.
Really?
Yeah.
She
No,
would just beat the shit out of everybody.
Joey, you're not wrong. She basically is the female Ken Shamrock.
Because Ken Shamrock, but Ken Shamrock was like a C-lister. You know, in the WWE, I mean, not like in.
Oh, okay. Yes. I mean, as far as like outside of legitimacy and then coming into wrestling.
Oh yeah, no. Outside, she'd probably whoop my fucking ass, and that's not even.
Yeah.
I'm not even speaking in hyperbole. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, but where does she fit in? It's like, obviously Charlotte Flair is. I mean, she's like. I mean, she's the only female wrestler I know of now outside of Becky Lynch. And then what about the two sisters there? The one that used
The Bellas are retired.
Are they?
They both
Okay.
have kids.
See,
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
and they were never really that good at wrestling. They were just.
They were just hot, and they were
Yeah.
sisters, and then it worked.
Twins.
Twins, Basil.
You can love
Twin
what
magic.
you can't touch.
Facts.
But no, Ronda actually transitioned well into a wrestler from being a UFC fighter. She knows what she's doing. She's legit. It's just for this match, everyone expected her to win because she won the Royal Rumble to get this title shot and blah blah blah.
Oh, is that how that went?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't
you know,
follow this week to week, so
Yeah, I mean,
there's a lot of
Well,
things
we'll
I got.
see.
Oh, I got
You guys-
caught up. I got caught up on a lot of things on Saturday. Like, I didn't know Vince tore quads. That was like apparently years old. So-
Did you see Vince fight Sunday night?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
The only
we'll
fight
get
I
to
saw Sunday night was the Brock Lesnar fight.
Dude, you'll love that. You gotta go back and watch that. You'll fucking die. He fought Pat
All right,
McCaffrey.
so-
He
So
fought
as far
Pat.
as,
Yeah.
Oh,
as
weird.
far as Saturday night goes, after that fight, it was Stone Cold and Kevin Owens, and that was way better than it should have been. Hats off to Stone Cold for doing what he did in that. He took a straight up suplex on the cement in the crowd.
Yeah, that was fucking wild.
Listen, I'll tell you what. The Stone Cold thing that got me going on Saturday because that was fucking wild.
Well,
I
that
was-
was why they made that the main event of that night.
As it
because
should have been. I mean, Stone
it
Cold
was
comes
in
out of
Texas, they're
retirement
like,
in
how can we
Texas.
not have him?
Yeah, it made all the sense in the world. But what I think I was most impressed by was that Stone Cold really didn't look like he missed a beat. You know,
he looked good.
He might have been a little slower than he used to be, but
Well, yeah, he's
as far as
56.
but as
Yeah, he's
but as
like-
far
yeah,
as like his presence in the ring and the way he did everything, I thought it was fucking great.
Well, exactly. And the thing is, when he was Stone Cold, as we remember him, his in-ring stuff wasn't really even that physical to begin with. He was a brawler. He was just, I'm going to jump on top of you, punch you, and then stop a mud hole in your ass, give you a stunner.
Yep.
It was very formulaic. So
That's
they
it.
kept to that,
Very effective.
and they did what they did with what AEW did with Sting recently. And, like, Sting is 60-something years old. He's older than Stone Cold. Like, let's hide that behind the fact that we can just have a ridiculous match and make it fun. And they did that with Stone Cold. So I could see this going into another Stone Cold could have another match, especially going into like a Saudi Arabia thing where the money is huge for them
It's true.
as individual wrestlers.
I didn't even know
Not
they were
to say-
going there. That's wild.
They go there twice a year.
It could. I mean, that'll happen later. But now that Stone Cold's actually done it for the first time in what, like 12 or 20
19
years.
years, yeah.
Yeah, I was saying it's been
19,
a
yeah,
minute.
19 years. He could go back as long as they package it in that kind of way where it protects him and he doesn't have to do too much, and they make it like a street fight type of thing. He can do that pretty much whenever he wants to, as long as it's safe and make a ton of money.
My favorite
So
thing
I
about
could
it was that was the ending after Stone Cold won. that he stayed out there for what felt like an eternity.
He probably stood out there like after the
Just
cameras went off too.
Grabbing
Yeah.
beers and saluting the crowd and basically saying thank you to everybody in his home state, at, the United State of
Well,
Texas. And I love
yeah.
that because, I mean, I'm a huge Stone Cold fan. He's
Me
always
too.
been in like my top 3 or 4 like guys. Like The Undertaker obviously has always been my number 1, but
Yeah, fair enough. He's
Stone
great.
Cold
Yeah.
Stone Cold is probably like 1A or 2.
I never not watch a Netflix Stone Cold movie.
Yeah,
Whatever
that too.
the fuck
yeah,
he's in.
Stone Cold's in a Netflix movie. Like, it's probably gonna
I'm
suck,
putting
but
it
I'm
up.
watching
I'm
it.
bored as fuck, but I'm like, thank God. At least I could put something in the background. I could look up and be like, this is kind of tight.
Travis,
Stone Cold's
Yeah.
fucking shit up.
Travis, I don't know if you know this, but you remember the whole Saudi Arabia deal when it first happened? Because these guys were Saudi princes. They own oil companies, all this shit. So they put on
Yep.
like these $100 million events for the WWE, and they have them come out twice a year for the next 10 years. Did
Yes.
you know they requested a bunch of guys, and obviously they requested Shawn Michaels, and they got him to come out for like a huge payday. Did you know one of the guys they requested was Yokozuna? They had no idea he was
Is
dead.
he still alive?
They didn't know he was dead.
They didn't know he
Oh
was
my
dead.
I
God.
was like, what?
They were like, how much to bring back Yokozuna? They were like, oh, bro, he's dead.
So
Well, how much
I got
money
some
you
bad
got?
news. Yeah, $6 million.
We got another big
Yeah.
Samoan guy that is part of his family. We can call him Japanese too if you want.
Yeah, I was
Like,
kind of fucked up.
We can rebuild him, but we don't want to
Vince
spend a
would-
lot of money.
Vince would do that.
Vince is like,
Are you kidding me? Vince would revive everybody and anybody he possibly could. If
I'm
he
surprised Saudi Arabia didn't ask for Andre the Giant.
I would say bring
They
back
bring
Andre
back
the Giant.
Andre!
Yeah.
Yeah, Andre the Giant versus Yokozuna.
Or
And
the
Omos
Iron
in a
Sheik.
triple threat match.
he wants the Iron Sheik back.
Iron Sheik's
Bring him
alive.
back, fuck
Oh,
your ass.
he is?
could they,
Bro,
dude, they should
Iron
bring back
Sheik-
the Iron Sheik to Saudi Arabia.
Dude,
That'd be
Iron
hilarious.
That's what I was
Iron
thinking.
Sheik on Twitter is one of the funniest motherfuckers of all time.
Would
I
that
didn't know
work though?
he-
Wait, does Saudi Arabia and Iran get along? Yeah, they
I
get
didn't know he
along,
was
right?
alive. I figured he was
Everything
probably.
he,
Oh, Iron-
tweets out kinds of crazy shit. He tweets out fuck Hulk Hogan, fuck people all the time, nonstop.
Well, Sean, you know that's because people get the Iron Sheik drunk and they just tell him
Yes.
what to say.
Yes. Yeah, they
Okay,
like
at
his
least
people
you
that help him
understand that.
like talk shit to him, and he goes on Twitter. He's like, "Fuck it, the Hulk Hogan." I'm not joking. I'll show you.
Why is he Asian?
I was
Dude,
going to
you
say,
can
why
go
is he?
That's how he talks.
You
He
can
puts
go
duh.
on fucking what is it like Fiverr or whatever it is now, and give him $50 and tell him
Cameo.
You could tell him to say, "Hey, fuck you, Joey Fatsack. Fuck your ass. Like break your back, make you humble." Like,
This was
I
12
mean,
hours
yeah,
ago.
there's only a couple. There's a bunch of guys that do that now. Though, for anything for a couple of bucks. I mean, the cameo thing is pretty fucking funny. But yeah, no, I didn't know that about the Iron
yeah,
Sheik. That's hilarious.
Yeah, like Ric Flair is like $500 just to get him to do like a 30-second thing. And that's kind of actually sad. But yeah, Stone Cold and the KO, that was a great segment. Like it was way better than I thought it was gonna be.
I had no idea the other kid that he fought even existed. So
Kevin Owens. I love. Kevin
I had
Owens.
no
yeah,
idea
you
who
don't
that-
watch wrestling though, so that's okay.
yeah, I didn't know who he was. And I was surprised. I was like, wait, who's this dude talking shit to Stone Cold? Like that's Stone Cold, bro. Like you don't
Well,
you don't have that kind of clout. Like who do you
He
think
was
you
the
are?
perfect foil for Stone Cold because KO is great on the mic, and
He is.
also Stone Cold bequeathed the stunner to KO like a couple of years ago. When he kind of needed to reinvent himself, he's like, "Hey, want to use the stunner as your finisher?" Because in real life, they're actually very good friends.
Mm-hmm.
So Steve Austin was like, "Hey, Kevin, yeah, use the stunner." So he started using it.
Didn't know
So
that.
that
Pretty
kind of
cool.
played a
True
part
story.
into this build-up, and then the actual build-up was just KO talking shit about Texas.
Right,
uh,
which because he's what is he, Canadian or something?
Canadian,
Yeah,
French
he's from
Canadian.
Montreal.
Oh God, the worst kind of Canadian.
Yeah,
There's no Canada
he
like
speaks-
French Canada.
he speaks
the
French
worst
fluently.
Canada there is.
Yeah, he speaks French fluently. Like when he wants to rile people up, like he'll go to like other
Even
places.
in, even
and
in
he'll
Nova
speak French.
Scotia where they sodomize their boys, they're not even as bad as the French Canadians.
Nah, not me, boys. Hey, Joey, don't forget, we tied 2 years ago in that fucking South Park.
I still think about it all the time.
Don't bring it up. Joey's still fucking sour about that at me.
You
Joey's like,
still owe me a
Sean's
goddamn-
questions were bullshit.
You
I'm like,
still owe me that gift card at the sale.
Hey, you know what? They're reopening in 13 days, so I can actually deliver on that for you now.
Yeah.
new
All
owners,
right,
right?
you know what? We'll meet up there together and just
Abso-fuck-
fucking make good on it.
Sounds good to me, man. I'm down.
Let's get some old fashions.
Yo, yeah. Let's do it, baby.
Drinks?
or the other
Yeah.
thing, whatever.
yeah.
Either or.
Well,
Either
Well, all
or.
of you guys are invited, obviously. We all
Well,
live here.
thank you.
Maybe we can get Sean's friend with his long finger to come and join us for some old fashions.
Bro, it's his fucking gimmick. I'm trying to point it out to you. I just think it was cool that he knew him.
Oh man. Well, hey Travis, thanks for the call, man. We appreciate hearing from you, bud.
All right. Well, yeah, we got the whole other second night to go through of WrestleMania, but yeah, I'll leave you now because this has gone on way too long.
Well, give me your favorite match from Sunday before we let you go.
My favorite match from Sunday.
Yeah.
I gotta say Pat McAfee.
Word?
It was that, yeah.
Yeah.
It was
All
fun.
right, I'm gonna have to watch this now. Now, see, you guys are giving me more shit to do after
Dude,
the show.
the crowd was wild for Pat, singing the whole Seven Nation Army theme.
Wait, he did a fucking wrestling
oh,
match,
oh.
Pat McAfee?
Dude, he
I-
fucking
He's
showed
been doing,
up.
yeah, he's been doing like
After
Friday
that
Night
was
SmackDown for like a
nonsense.
year now.
Oh, I'm gonna have to watch that.
Dude, he
But
got
it leaded
beat
to
the
more
shit.
Austin and Vince McMahon stuff. But as far as like entertainment goes, yeah, that was the match of my night for Sunday night. But
All right, well,
overall,
now I'm gonna
the
have to go
whole
watch it.
weekend was great. Yeah, Pat McAfee delivers. I don't care if he was a cult. The guy cares about wrestling. He knows what he's talking about, and yeah, he fucking delivers. So
He does.
Thank
He
you guys
he
for your
talked. He,
time.
he talks a lot about it on his podcast every week. I listen to his podcast almost every day.
What?
Hammer down. I fucking like. Yeah, they do
Yeah.
the what? I love it. It's
Yep.
it's a very there's a lot of wrestling references in there that if you know wrestling you'll
Yeah.
get. But obviously Pat's
Mm-hmm.
involved. He had Vince McMahon on a couple weeks ago, which was an absolutely fucking phenomenal interview.
Which he didn't
I
know
don't
Vince
usually-
was Vince. He thought Vince was ribbing him. He didn't think Vince was actually going to show up.
Yeah, I don't
Until he actually got
until
there.
he did, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Holy shit, he's here."
Yeah.
I don't
And
often
that was
plug
all
other
a
people's
great part
podcasts,
of the
but I would watch
build-up
that
to
one.
WrestleMania, like,
Yeah.
and also I'll say Austin Theory, his gimmick is pretty douchey, but he's definitely going to be a star at some point. Like
He's
he's
24.
got the goods.
He's so young. He's so young. 24 and to be that jacked. He's going to be like the next
He-
Cena.
Yeah, he is jacked as fuck. It's just he needs to get rid of the cell phone gimmick. Other than that, he's got it all. But yeah, Johnny Knoxville was funny.
Oh, that was
RK
great,
Bro,
too.
I fucking love RK Bro.
It's a jackass match.
Dude, a buddy of mine watched the new Jackass movie, and he said Johnny Knoxville still goes hard in the fucking paint.
Yeah, he's stupid.
Yep.
I
But
love it.
Johnny went hard in this match, and yeah, it was goofy as fuck. But dude, Wee Man straight up body slam. fucking
Party Boy was there,
Sami
shipped his,
Zayn.
got naked.
Chris Pontius.
Party-
Yeah, you saw half of his balls.
Pontius was always my favorite.
His balls almost
Everyone
popped out.
was there. The only low point of that night was Sheamus and Ridge Holland against the New Day. 'cause
Yeah, that was
that
for
lasted
time.
like 2 minutes.
You know who?
Yeah.
You know who wasn't there? Ryan Dunn.
Oh, it's fucking too low.
Sorry.
You son of a bitch.
R.I.P.
But
and
you know
peace,
who
homie.
was there? That car toy in his ass.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was still
Or
there.
maybe not.
Or maybe not.
Was that somehow worse than what you said?
I
no.
don't- maybe.
No,
maybe.
the car toy is definitely not in his ass anymore. I can.
Are you sure? Maybe we can get your friend with the long finger to go find it.
Bro, he's decomped at this point.
Hey, there's the callback.
There it is. Travis,
All
thanks
right,
for the
guys.
call, bud. We appreciate it, man.
Travis,
We'll
good
talk to
talk,
you. We'll
man.
talk to you soon.
All right, bro.
All right, thank you for letting me talk to you for so long, guys. I
No
love you.
problem, Travis. I love it. It's wrestling talk.
It's what we do, man.
All right, talk to you soon.
All right,
Later,
brother.
man.
Later. So, and
Great call.
Before
Sorry,
Joey,
so to the other two people that were calling in while Travis was on the line, feel free to give us a call.
Yeah.
774-992-8702. I wasn't trying to be rude to our caller and kick him off the air, but I also wasn't trying to be rude to the people calling in. So,
just want to say, throw it out there, just to goes to show, like, there's very much of a difference of opinion on here. You guys, very good golf people. Me, I'm like, man, not so much. Me, huge wrestling guy, and I'm like, I can tell you all the background story. And Paul's like, what's up with this guy's finger? like,
what about this guy with the long finger?
but his gimmick is just he
I
has
feel
like a
like he
fucking
should be
freak
giving
finger.
prostate exams. Like that feels like it should be his.
I gotta look up. I gotta show you a picture because then you'll understand.
All right, you do
Yeah,
that.
because if there's one thing I don't know shit about,
Yeah, it's wrestling.
it's fucking.
I mean, I
wrestling.
know a little bit about wrestling. Like you know,
I know
you know
from
what I
like
get?
stuff like back in the day, dude.
Yeah, I know most of what I know now comes from the Pat McAfee show. So when they talk about it, that's when that's the only time I,
I
really
don't
hear
even
about
watch
it.
that.
You should. It is such a dude. I listen to it almost every day.
Yeah, I don't have time to listen to that.
What do you mean you don't have time?
When the fuck am I ever in? Dude, I tried listening to Joe Rogan. I'm like, oh, man, I'm where I'm supposed to be. Bye.
Well, Joe Rogan's a little bit different of an animal. That's a 4-hour show. You're not driving to fucking New York. But no, but the Pat McAfee show it's 3 hours a day, but edited down, it's like 2 hours and 20 minutes. It's
He's got a very unusually large finger.
That's the shtick.
Jesus Christ.
That's his whole shtick of like he pulls up his finger like that, and everyone's like,
He's that guy with the little dumbbell on the end of his finger, just doing the curls.
Yes.
Like, yeah, I got this.
it's like comically like long. It's ridiculous. Look,
His-
people fucking Photoshop this and send shit like this all the time.
his wife must love him.
He's unmarried.
His girlfriend must love him. It gets real deep in there, like real deep.
That's disgusting.
That's so fucking funny. And I was like,
He's like, whipping it around.
it's not loose.
It's not a fucking. It's not a buzzsaw.
He's like, look, and it's like flopping all over the place. That's not how fingers work. There's bones in there.
No, I don't know about that one. That was
Jesus
weird, man.
Christ.
Oh, it's a deboned finger.
Deboned. Yeah, it's been deboned.
Deboned.
It's like pushing rope now. Like, oh, great.
Yeah, it just fucking flies around in there, you know.
Like just
What was
circles.
I sent you a video, didn't I? For the
Yes,
show.
you sent me the Trump hole in one.
That's
video,
what I sent you. I was like,
which
wait,
is
we
great
skipped
because
something.
so it's. I'm glad you sent that to me because I was looking for that video, and it's hilarious if you go on YouTube and you look for if you type in Trump. So for those that don't know, Trump hit a hole in one the other day. It was like 215 yard or 200 yard par 3. He hit it with his 5-iron, whatever. You'll hear it in the video in a second, but this was what did I put it under? God damn it.
Jesus.
I'll just do this again. So it's under Juana Man.
Because you did, yeah. It's
What?
under what?
The Joanna Man.
Yeah, it's under Juana Man. Just remember that. I did this the other day too. I was like, "Fuck off! I got to really start renaming stuff." So if you go on YouTube, right, and you search it like I did, you will see this. There is an independent fact check at the top of the search when you go on YouTube.
Oh my God.
And it says, "Did Trump really hit a hole in one?" And it's like, who fucking cares?
Yes, you did.
Do we
Like-
really give a shit this much?
So apparently people do.
Oh my God.
And it says, did Trump really hit a hole in one? Claim. On March 26, 2022, former President Trump hit a hole in one at his West Palm Beach, Florida golf course. Rating, unproven. It's like, okay, first of all, who gives a shit? I don't really care. Like, why don't you let me see the video and then determine whether or not I think it's real or not? First of all, why are we fact-checking hole in ones? Like, are we gonna go on every because if that's the fact, if that's the case, I want every fucking Dude Perfect video ever to have a fucking disclaimer like, disclaimer, this took 1,742 takes before they did it.
Right.
7 hours later.
Yeah, like I want
2
like
weeks probably. Some
I want
shit
the
like
SpongeBob
that.
thing.
what the
4
fuck? Like,
hours
the
later.
Yeah.
Trump derangement syndrome is fucking insane, and I'm so fucking glad that
Who gives a shit if he got a hole in one?
Right,
He golfs
exactly.
nonstop every day, more than likely.
I'm so happy Elon Musk is buying Twitter because
All right,
it's,
is that real or
Yeah.
is that
Yeah,
bullshit?
He
9.2%.
he bought 9.2% of Twitter.
So is he majority holder now?
Yes.
He's on the board of trustees. They appointed him.
He owns more than that douche crunchy bastard, whatever the hell his
Like
name
Jack,
is.
they got rid of Jack.
Yeah, no,
He's gone.
He owns only like 2% of it.
But
Well,
did
yeah,
you
he's
see
gone.
Jack's comments the
Dorsey,
other day?
right?
Jack
Dorsey,
Dorsey about
yeah.
how he regrets making Twitter now
Oh yeah.
because of
totally.
what it's turned into.
Yeah.
He's basically what's his name from Terminator 2? Dyson. He's basically Dyson
oh,
from
the guy.
Terminator 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, he regrets as he tweets, I regret this from my 500.
No, but he's basically saying like he's like we fucked up like this. He's like this was never supposed to because he did not step down willingly. He was forced to step down.
He was forced out.
And
yes,
then
he
that fucking Indian dude there, whatever, fucking Pajit or whatever his name is, took over and was like, "Yep, fuck that. You ain't saying shit on my platform, bitch." And basically just started banning everybody. And Jack Dorsey was like, "What have I done?" It was basically one of those moments, which is, you don't see that reported because it would be bad for business. But Elon Musk stepped in, and it's all of a sudden like Elon Musk is like, it's just he's like we were talking about earlier. He's like Tony Stark.
Bro, that Homer Simpson meme of the Indian owner throwing out Jack, and then behind him comes Elon Musk to throw out that guy.
Oh, it's Mo throwing out
Barney.
Barney.
Yeah.
And then then Elon Musk behind him and like, yeah, he's like, yeah. No, but anyway, watch this movie. Watch this. Check this out. This is Trump. This is Trump hitting a hole in one. You be the judge. I don't know.
President made a hole in one. 180-yard 5-iron. It's there. It's there.
That's great.
There it is.
That's great. Thank you. That's
The guys want a picture with you.
Let's get it. You don't see that.
You don't see that very
Oh, little
often.
guy. Get on, get a picture, little guy.
My God. It's unbelievable.
I mean, that's so like he's playing right there. He's playing with like Ernie Els and like 4 other people. So there was 5 people in their group.
Right.
So to get 4 other people, including Ernie Els, to go along with a bullshit story would be probably pretty hard. And Ernie Els did come out and be like, "Yeah, no, he did it. I was there. I saw it.
Yep.
5-iron, $180. It's believable."
But like what he plays every day, and he's been playing for God knows how long. Eventually, you think even with luck, it'll
No,
happen.
No.
You don't play every day, Joey. Joey, if you played every day and it's been like 15
Sean,
years.
there are people that play every day for years.
And I said luck.
And it never it is not nearly as often as you think. When you see that on Instagram, like you follow like Zaire Golf or one of these golf channels that we follow on Instagram, there is not that many hole-in-one pictures. Like there, you mean whenever there is one, it's a very popular post because you're like, holy shit! Like there was that one kid that did it twice in one round.
Yeah,
which
that's
was
insane.
like, bro, go play a Powerball ticket and you can just quit like whatever you're doing because that's
Right.
ridiculous. That shit doesn't happen often, dude. That doesn't happen ever. So to do that, like that's a once in a lifetime thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's more rare than a perfect game in baseball. That's more rare than a 9-darter in darts. That's more rare than I don't know, name a thing. It's fucking rare is what I'm getting at.
I don't know. Name something.
It's more rare than a fucking white tiger. I don't know. It eats people on stage in Las
A
Vegas.
liger.
Whatever. I don't know.
Let's
That's
narrow-
pretty rare,
let's
right?
narrow this the fuck out.
That doesn't really happen very
I
often.
was gonna say that.
One in Vegas.
Don't think it's ever happened yet.
When in
Vegas
Rome,
it's happened.
In Vegas, it happened.
I don't even think it's ever happened there.
Yeah, no, it was
Yes,
not,
it had.
not
It happened
Siskel
to
and
the
Ebert.
fucking,
It was
A white tiger ate a person on stage.
yeah. Remember
Yeah.
those fucking guys with their white tiger?
Bonham and Bailey's.
No,
Barnum and Bailey.
Barman and Bailey. What were those 2 fruity bastards with the tiger that performed in Vegas?
Oh, I can't think of like Siegfried and Roy.
Siegfried and Roy.
Siegfried and Roy.
Fucking Barnum and Bailey the circus.
Close enough. I mean,
One of them fucking weird freak show
Oh,
traveling
my
bullshit.
God.
yeah. Remember, like his lion attacked him on stage. He had like the
Ripped,
white
ripped
tiger.
his neck and throat off.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it didn't kill him.
yeah, it did.
Oh, it did.
No, it didn't kill him.
Oh, it
He
didn't?
survived. He died like years later from like fucking
AIDS?
like AIDS. Not AIDS. God damn it. I said yeah, AIDS.
All right, so it happened one time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's what I'm saying.
No, what about? Oh, that was a gorilla ripped off a woman's face and ate it.
That was an orangutan.
That was close.
No,
Was it orangutan?
Orangutans and gorillas are not the same.
That was
Not
close.
even close.
Orangutans are mad strong though. Rip that woman's face and arm off and shit. Yeah, I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah, it was fucked up.
I think they're like if like you could like if you could like now like put it in like perspective, like an orangutan could bench press like 2,500 pounds or something.
No,
like
no.
that.
Well, yeah, no. I think it's a
that a
silverback gorilla. A
silverback?
silverback can do like 1,600 pounds.
All right, that's
I've looked this up.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
God damn.
can bench 1,600 pounds.
Imagine
Man.
being able to bench 1,600 pounds.
Imagine
Yeah.
that gorilla fighting Mike Tyson one
Being
time.
like, I am an actual silverback. You're like, cool, you're good at one thing.
Telling you, man, Mike Tyson versus that gorilla, that was an all-time miss.
Like-
That San Diego Zoo worker fucked
An
us all.
orangutan, which is smaller than a silverback, ripped off a woman's face and arm. I'm fairly certain Mike Tyson didn't stand it.
You never know. You just need one
Mike
bob.
Tyson catches him with that one punch, that
Exactly.
one left hook, dude, and it's over. It's over.
And he's
One
talking about
uppercut.
all-time human being. We're putting this man against other other worlds if we ever had like a world.
We're
war of
talking,
the world.
we're talking about putting Mike Tyson up against species that aren't even like human.
Yeah, I know.
He is so fucking good. We're gonna put him up against animals.
I can't trust a gorilla to go out there and fight for the world.
No, you cannot. Because if you do, then you end up with Planet of the Apes. You're fucked.
He wins and he's like, "I'm the king now." It's like, ah, shit. He's
It's
right.
like fuck. Like the
He
gorilla,
probably
yeah, the
fucking
gorilla
do
knocks
it.
out Mike Tyson, and we're like, oh shit, do we have to like knight it now? Like, what do we do?
Imagine they give him a robe and a crown. All right, let's not get back. This is like my all-time. Like,
Somebody just
fantasy
walks
thing.
up with the gun, just blows it away.
Paul was not on the show at that point, but that was like a full 40 minutes
Sean had
of me banging the table. I want that San Diego Zoo worker fired for taking away that chance from us. Because Mike Tyson offered 10,000 cash to the gorilla cage worker in the San Diego Zoo to fight the gorilla because the gorilla disrespected Tyson by turning his back to him.
Wow.
So Tyson said, "I'm gonna give you $10,000. Let me in there and fuck up that gorilla
Right,
right,
I do
now."
remember this story.
Sean had like a meltdown on the show one night about this.
Because it was a possibility that he could have actually fought a gorilla.
Sean wanted this to happen.
And
in the
imagine,
worst way.
imagine you're a human and your gorilla disrespected you by turning around. Like, what the fuck?
I mean, he's lucky he didn't throw shit at him. Like, what would have happened then? It would have been like,
He probably didn't even notice him.
"All right, I'm gonna give you $50,000. Let me in there then." He threw shit on me. I just can't let that go. It's like, sir, that gorilla is going to rip your body. I have to punch it.
You haven't seen my Bob the
But
Weave.
what would the gorilla do though if Mike Tyson just like? Because obviously the gorilla wouldn't know like anything. He'd probably walk up to Tyson like, "Yo, what's up, bro? We're gonna beef," and then Mike Tyson just fucking crosses him. The gorilla would be like, "What the fuck?"
Mike Tyson sucker punches the gorilla, and the gorilla just goes down. And is like,
I mean, he just
it
right
just-
hooks
imagine,
him.
imagine if he just walks in. Mike Tyson just goes in, hits it with a combo, and then an uppercut, and the gorilla just hits the ground and just gets up and just like scurries away.
Yeah,
And
like,
Mike Tyson's like, "That's right,
no,
bitch."
Yeah, I could just like, what would happen to a silverback gorilla if it caught a right hook from Mike Tyson?
I'm telling you,
Prob-
I would bet
I mean,
tons of money
I
on
wanna
Mike
find out
Tyson
now.
because if it happened, I'm just retiring.
I just wonder if he'll get knocked out.
oh, like what if it like scurried away and was like, "Whoa, fuck that."
Maybe.
You know what I mean? Like it was like, no, that dude's pretty ill. Never mind. Like, does it go get its big cousin or something? Like, yo, Amy, get out here, good gorilla. This fucking guy,
Yeah.
just sucking me in the fucking over by the banana trees, and I'm over here eating some fucking bamboo, and this dickhead comes in and just beats the shit. And Amy's just like, ooh,
Good gorilla.
Good.
Amy, good gorilla. Not today. Bad gorilla. And like you just see it, like it just walks out and it's like, "Just sup, bitch? You
Dude,
fucking my cousin."
I just would wonder the power. Like, what would it take to knock one out? I wonder if Mike Tyson could do it.
I wonder if you could. Yeah. I wonder how many pounds per square inch from a fist it would take to actually knock a gorilla out cold.
And if you're going to test that, why not prime Mike Tyson against a gorilla?
I know. How many Mike Tysons could a silverback gorilla knock out with a right hook?
All of them.
Wait a minute, are they all standing together? What
I
kind of
know
question
that's
is this?
exactly. Duh, come on, that's the. I know that. He looks
I'm like trying to think about it. I'm like,
Sean's like trying to think. He's like, wait, all right. So
I know.
he's like calculating in his head. He's like, if the gorilla delivers a hook,
are they
at
in a
2,000
perfect
pounds per
semicircle?
square inch, is it like the Matrix where he just goes like across 12 chins?
Because I'm thinking, I'm like, maybe through 4 of them, because by the 5th one, maybe
like-
he loses momentum.
It's
Threw
like
you
that.
for a loop, you know.
It's like that fucking Forged in Fire show. It's like, how many
Yeah.
fucking torsos can this sword cut through? It's like, only 2.
Well, it's
Bitch,
yeah.
your sword sucks.
It's like hit points. You know what I mean? It's like Mike Tyson's like 1,000 times of himself. You know what I mean?
I'm
Like-
so glad Joey made that analogy because I've seriously been at home and like nothing's been on and I've like left that on and it cuts to like $1.50 and I'm like, trash. And like I can't do anything better. Like I'd have like a butter knife and it'd be like break the skin and I'd be like, I tried my best.
And you're like, "It will kill." And you're like, "Oh, okay, cool, yeah. So if you get stabbed with a piece of metal, you'll die." Wow, shocking revelation. Who knew?
I love those the online ones too. The guy's like, I'm gonna make an actual lightsaber, and it looks badass. And he's like, you can't hold this for more than 3 minutes because it will actually melt your hands. And I'm like, oh, dangerous, not a real lightsaber. And the guy just goes right through a sheet of metal, and I'm like, that's pretty fucking terrifying. I ain't gonna lie to you.
It's like the fact that we're even that close makes me frightened.
Of course, an Asian guy made a wireless lightsaber, which I will show you off air, and it works.
Of course, an Asian guy made it.
And then everyone was like, "Oh!" Like
They're
all
too-
like
they're
the
too
crazy
smart.
videos.
They're just too smart. It's the math. They know. They just know numbers and maths.
It's just insane to me.
That's how they roll. All right, let's. What do you guys want to get into next? 774-992-8702. We got about a half hour left, a little less.
We got Brady getting Arians canned.
We got Brady getting Arians canned. We've got Kaepernick working out. Got some trades. We've got the Motorsports Minute, and I mean we're still on Tiger and wrestling. So I put a poll up if to see if our listeners could name anybody that was that moves the needle more than Tiger. Let's see, where is it? So far, it's 7-0. No one moves the needle more than Tiger.
No.
So go ahead, vote on that. Click on that. If you do have somebody that you think's an athlete that is a bigger draw than Tiger, by all means, give us a call.
Right.
774-992-8702. If you like what you've seen so far, you heard so far, go ahead and give us a like and a share as well. Row 1, Seat 1 on Facebook, joeyfadsradio.com, coming soon. Still working on that. It's a slow process. Especially now that I
There's
found
a lot going on.
Especially now that I found iRacing, it's a really slow process.
Yeah, there's a lot going on with that.
iRacing is fucking awesome. I haven't been this addicted to a video game since Halo 3.
Right.
Like, as soon as we get off the air here, I'm going to start cutting shit up and, like, do my thing, and then I'm going racing.
Then I'm going racing.
I'm like, nope, I bought a NASCAR today. I custom painted it, and now I want to go.
Jumping in any chat rooms with
Now
Kyle
I want,
Larson.
yeah. Now I want to go. Now I want to go turn laps with, rub elbows with Bernard Pollard and the rest of them. So I got to go get better at it. I'm not good yet. I have made some pretty interesting mistakes.
Right.
The cars behave as you would expect them to.
Yeah.
Which is very unpredictable at times. So
I had fun that quick little minute.
yeah, dude. Like I bought this. So I got iRacing. I finally got my wheel working. You can't see it. It's over to my right. But it is the most fun I've had in a video game in I gotta say 15 years. It really is.
That good?
It's awesome, dude.
Can you do like with the iRacing thing, since it's all hooked up, via intrawebs? Can you do like say last Sunday or whatever, you had like Richmond? Can you like jump in that race and just be like starting field right here, like jump into that race and like do it like with?
No, so there's leagues and sessions and different stuff, and like so the sessions will follow the actual schedule.
Right.
So you'll jump in against a bunch of other people who are doing iRacing. It wouldn't
Right,
be
right.
like you're not racing up against a bunch of computer generated versions of all those guys.
Can you do the season as it goes?
Yeah, that's what they do.
Like you can race every Sunday, like
So
on
if you
your
join,
iRacing
if you
thing,
join
like,
an iRacing league, it's like
oh, that's pretty sick.
every Tuesday night we're gonna have a race at 9:00,
Right,
and you're
right.
gonna go and we're gonna jump in, you get in your
Here's
lobby,
the code to the lobby,
and you race. Yeah. And it's super fucking rad. I'm blown away by how cool it is. I'm just starting to scratch the surface on it, and I am having an absolute fucking blast. Now, my CTSV skills at Charlotte are getting pretty good. I'm getting around that place pretty quick now.
Yeah.
I'm starting to learn the cup cars. That's a little bit more of a challenge. Turn 4, exit of turn 4 is a little more tricky than it looks on TV.
Into the wow.
And yeah, it ends up with me going either in the grass or the wall a lot, which is less than ideal. But nonetheless, it's a fucking blast. If you like driving simulators, I would highly recommend it. But all right, let's talk a little bit about Kaepernick real quick, because this Kaepernick thing is somewhat fascinating in terms of he's actually saying the right things. So, for those that don't know, Kaepernick, obviously, I'm sure you saw the video. He was asked to be a honorary captain at the Michigan spring game because Harbaugh is the coach, and they went to the Super Bowl together, and they were in San Francisco, and Harbaugh brought him in to go and
touch tips.
Yeah, they touched tips. They might have even docked a little bit.
Yep, they touched tips.
And they brought Cap in to make some throws because there was going to be a bunch of pro scouts there. Obviously, what's his name there? The edge rusher kid, the big white dude from Michigan that's going to be probably the number 1 or 2 overall pick.
Can't think of his
Jesus
name right
Christ,
now.
I can't think of his name. He's a fucking monster, an absolute fucking beast.
Yeah.
So you got every NFL scout there, every team is there, and he brings Kaepernick in. Plus, I mean, they got a bunch of other great players too. I think they got a linebacker too. That's going to be fairly fucking ridiculous. They got every NFL scout is there. Everyone's watching. So they bring Kaepernick in to throw because it's the first time Cap's actually going to throw in front of other people. He had set up his own workout and then inexplicably moved it 50 miles away
For no reason.
20 minutes before it was supposed to take place, and nobody knew, and he was just like, no, it's because they didn't want to come out and see me. It's like, no, it's because you're a dickhead. Fast forward to last week at this workout.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Kaepernick throwing the ball, like he didn't look anything special. throwing
Aiden
the ball.
Hutchinson, that's his name.
Aiden Hutchinson, thank you.
Sorry.
He didn't look anything special throwing the ball. Not that he ever really was. I mean, people kept talking about, oh, he's got some zip on his fastball. Like, cool, dude.
He's a
Like,
quarterback.
like,
Of
of
course his arm's going to look nice.
no shit. Like, I'm pretty sure John Elway could go out there and still have some fucking zip on his
Right
fastball.
to your
like,
fat ass armchair,
Yeah,
beer
right.
drinking douchebag. Yeah.
So Kaepernick didn't look anything special. He threw one ball, the last ball that he threw. Obviously, there's no pads, no helmets, no nothing.
No rush.
He throws it like 60 yards in the air, and like it lands on the goal line, and everybody goes kind of nuts a little bit. They're like, "Whoa, look at that!" The big thing that was different about this workout from Kaepernick's standpoint was what he said after the workout. He acknowledged the fact that there is no situation right now where he is going to be able to step into a starting role. There is no situation right now where he is going to walk in and be like, I am the best quarterback on this team. What his pitch to NFL teams was that I can help you win.
Mm-hmm.
I can be on your roster. I can work with your guys. I can help you get better as a football team. Okay, cool. That's what everybody who's competing for a backup job is supposed to say. I can help you win. What can you do for me, Colin? It's not about what do I owe you because you went to a Super Bowl 7 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's or 10 years ago now.
Yeah.
It's what can you do for me? Okay, you took 5 years off from football. Okay, I hate to break it to everybody that's a Colin Kaepernick apologist and rooting for the guy. It's not going to happen. He might get a call in camp if somebody goes down.
Maybe.
And they need a camp body just to come in and, kind of keep that seat warm. He's not making a roster in September. It's not happening. But the difference is he's actually saying the right things now. He's dropped the whole, he didn't acknowledge, he didn't say, which I wish somebody had asked him at the, after the spring game, the reporter, I can't remember her name. I wish he had just been like, so are you still going to protest and take a knee for the national anthem if you get signed to a team? Would have been a pretty normal thing to follow up with, right? Like, hey,
You would think, yeah.
you still going to do this? Or are you done with that now? Like, are we done with that? Obviously, they didn't ask him the question because they softball everything with this guy because they're, for whatever reason, everybody's terrified to ask him like the real questions. I mean, he never, if ever, rarely speaks for himself. He lets everybody else talk for him, through Twitter and everything else, or he just reposts memes or retweets quotes and things like that. He never actually comes out and has an original thought. Never has. But you get these people that are sitting there, he was blackballed. He threw 16 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. It's like, yeah, cool. He went 1 in 10. Like, I don't give it. Like, cool. You threw 16 touchdowns in 12 games. That kind of fucking sucks, bro. It's not very good.
Most important question he should be asked is: you just had a documentary come out on Netflix in which you're damning the NFL.
Yeah.
And you're saying the NFL is basically
Modern day slavery.
And that anybody that goes through with this is a promoter of slavery.
I mean, you literally sat there looking like Gonzo with an afro and had slaves in chains juxtaposed to guys at the combine.
Getting paid millions of
Getting
dollars.
paid millions of dollars. I'm like, I mean, we know how tone deaf Colin Kaepernick is. We know how moronic the brigade of people that come out and support this guy and root for this guy are. Like, we get it. It's been on full display now for, 6 years, 7 years?
Oh, wow.
I mean, the guy lost his job to Blaine Gabbert and then was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm taking a knee. And then he just made it all about race. And it was like, oh, they're blackballing me. It's like, nah, dude. In your last 19 starts, you went 3-16.
Mm-hmm.
You're not a great quarterback. You're not even a good quarterback anymore. Like, you've been on a steady decline since 2014. 2013, they lost to the Seahawks in the NFC Championship, and that was it. That was curtains for Colin Kaepernick. We never really heard from him again. 14, he was awful. 15, 16, same shit, and then 16, he was out of the league. It was just like, okay, cool. Like, what are we talking about here? But people always point to the 16-4. 16-4. He threw 16 touchdowns and only 4 interceptions. Yeah, because he checked the ball down about 400 times.
Context
I
is
actually
king.
did a analysis of each one of his 16 touchdowns. I think only like 4 of them he threw the ball more than 7 yards.
16 touchdowns total in the season?
In 11 games.
I thought it was 10.
No, he was 1 in 10 was his record.
Okay.
In 11 games.
Didn't he get hurt one of them, though? And they would, I don't know. I don't remember.
He
It
came
doesn't
back
matter.
in.
Doesn't
He got
matter.
hurt. They put Blaine Gabbert in, then he came back in.
Okay.
But he was getting benched. It was over for Colin Kaepernick. He did what he had to. He made himself relevant. He turned himself into a martyr. He went down that road. And now it's 5 years down the road. And guess what? Not for nothing, but the NFL really, I mean, they don't need him. They never need anybody, which is kind of the beauty of the NFL. But if he was ever going to strike, now seems to be the time.
Yeah,
because you're gonna
quarterbacks
have,
are so thin.
You're gonna not even just that, but you're gonna have the Bomani Joneses, the Jamil Hills, the race baiters. That everything is about race people coming out of the woodwork and saying, "Look, he's saying all the right things. He's doing all the right stuff. He's still got zip on his fastball. Why doesn't he have a job? It's because the NFL is racist." And it's like, yeah, but Deshaun Watson just got $235 million fully guaranteed. And last I checked, he wasn't a white guy. And last I checked, he had some pretty serious allegations against him.
Sexual assault.
And last I checked, they didn't seem to care because he's that good. And maybe that's the difference. I mean, but again, that doesn't matter to these people. It never has. It never will. But for the first time ever, Kaepernick is actually saying the right thing. So this could actually end up being interesting. Down the road, as we get closer to camp, as we get through the draft and everything rosters start to settle and OTAs, somebody somewhere is going to be in need of a quarterback, whether it's through injury, whether it's because a guy gets suspended or he's just unavailable for whatever reason. Someone is going to need a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to wonder, is Colin Kaepernick going to be on that short list of guys to call? Could he come in and just be a warm body that can throw a ball, can hand the ball off, whatever? I don't know. What do you need him to do? Now, the flip side of that coin is he's still going to be a tremendous distraction. And no NFL team wants that type of distraction from their backup quarterback. No team wants that type of distraction when he's your starter, let alone the guy who's holding the clipboard on Sundays. Granted, he won't be dressing on Sundays. That's not the point. But even in training camp, just having that focus taken away. It's like when Belichick brought in Tebow, and you never heard, like, Tebow was basically like, they're like, no media availability, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And that just completely curbed the entire Tebow Mania thing.
Yep, you can't let it become a circus. Absolutely not.
And Belichick does it better than anybody.
Yep.
Always has. Is somebody like, I don't know, Ron Rivera going to do that for Kaepernick?
Probably not.
No. Like, what do you think he's going to do? Do you think he's going to go down to Carolina with Matt Rule and be like, yeah, I'll keep this under wraps. Like, we'll keep this in check.
I think weren't the Seahawks the only team that had, like, legit interest as a backup?
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Right. Allegedly.
But they've got Drew Lock, Geno Smith now, so it's not like they're exactly stacked at the quarterback position. Granted, if they give Drew Lock an honest shake,
Geno Smith,
he's going to fucking light it up.
Dude, he tore it up one game last year.
No, he almost beat somebody. He didn't tear it up, but
he had a great game
That
himself.
was that Thursday, Monday, Sunday or Monday night?
I think it was a Thursday night.
No, it wasn't a Thursday.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because I work Thursdays.
Then it had to be Sunday night.
It was Sunday or Monday night.
Did he light it up? I just remember him being
It
on
was
the
game
Jets.
Russ got hurt, and he came in.
Yes, he came in, and everyone was like, how long before he gets an MVP vote?
Yeah. Right, yeah, because Russ has gotten.
Why do I remember that? Actually, I think now that you
because it was kind of a big deal. Because Geno Smith
deal.
actually almost pulled it off. I want to say I don't remember who it was against.
I do remember that game. You're right.
But it was against a fairly decent opponent. Was it the Vikings? I don't remember. It doesn't matter.
But I know he tore it up, and we were all laughing about it.
We were for like weeks. We laughed, and it was a joke, and we were like, "What the fuck just happened?"
The Seahawks should have traded him right then and there, if they even could. If it was like past the deadline or whatever it was, they should.
It was past. It was pretty late in the season.
We're taking 5 first-round picks right now for Geno Smith.
Somebody's like, Cleveland's like, "We'll take it. Just take Baker Mayfield off our hands."
Yeah.
Shoot him. But no, it was. This thing is not going to happen. The Kaepernick thing's not. Nothing's going to happen with it. It's just kind of funny to entertain it because. For the first time ever, like I said, Kaepernick's not out there being like, well, cops are all racist pigs and Fidel Castro is awesome. It's like, wow, congratulations. And it's kind of funny. Is it not fucking amusing to anybody else, and maybe this is just me, that for the first time in 5 years we're talking about Colin Kaepernick. We're like praising Colin Kaepernick because he didn't step on his dick when a microphone was stuck in his face.
Right.
I think the one time he actually spoke for himself, he didn't fuck it up. We're like, oh.
Right.
Oh, good job.
He wasn't like the Mel Gibson.
Oh, good
I'm
for
sorry
you.
about your big
he didn't.
noses.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about your big white racist owners in here.
He didn't. He didn't get all Mel Gibson with it.
I think the world is just like we went through a pandemic. We went through a bunch of crazy shit. We went through whatever the fuck's going on right now. It's like a war going on in the other half of the world. We're just like, you know what, dude? Like it's fucking over, man. Like, everyone has their time, their 15 minutes, which lasts for about 15 months now.
He's like, just let me throw a ball again, please.
And he made, like, that huge Netflix special, and it, like, bombed, and no one gave a shit about it. And everyone's like, because it was never on like the top things ever. It was never on like top 10 most watched or anything.
Nope.
It was just like everyone. Was
And
like,
it wasn't even
fuck
like it wasn't even like they could prop it up either with like how that Netflix will do that with like the fake
Yeah.
things and they'll push it down your throat.
Yeah.
No one cared.
How much did
Recently
Nike
added.
No one
give?
gave
How
a
much
shit.
did Nike give him for that campaign that they just had? The
I don't remember.
sacrificing.
It was millions.
pretty good amount, wasn't it?
was millions.
Pretty good. So he's
It
not
was a
going
lot.
broke.
It was more than he would have made as a backup quarterback. Let's put it that way.
Right.
Destry said it was week 6 against the Steelers. So,
Oh,
wow.
it was a steal. Okay, so it was a decent opponent. But yeah,
That was
way
before the
ear-
trade deadline. They
way
should have traded his
earlier
ass.
in the season than I thought. I thought that was way later. Damn, that season was a fucking blur. I can't wait for
really
this
was.
season. God, I can't wait for this season.
You should be so excited. I'm
I am.
excited.
I am excited. I am extremely excited. The Broncos are going to win the division for the first time in 7 years.
I'm saying it now. Patriots winning the division.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm
I would not put it past Bill Belichick to come out and win that division at all this year.
I don't know.
The way everybody is sleeping on the Patriots and the way everybody is like shit talking them and just dragging them down, I'm like, watch, they're gonna
Dude,
go fucking.
something.
They're gonna go like
smells.
14-3, and I'm gonna be like, fuck off. I thought I was done with you for a while.
Something smells wrong in Buffalo. There's no way fucking Trayvon Diggs is saying all this shit about his brother being unhappy, and it's not true.
Whether or not he's unhappy, I don't think it affects it this year. I really don't, because Josh Allen, I think, is just that good. But it's still. I wouldn't be surprised if the Bills are primed for a little bit of a letdown this year,
Dude, they only went 11. They went 11-6 last year.
which is good. That's 11-5 is. I mean, let's start like in real
11-6.
numbers. 11. So it's like 10.5 to 5.5.
I know.
It's like so stupid. Just get to the 18th game already. Like, just fucking rip the Band-Aid off, you goddamn fucking losers. But no, they're a good team. Like, I mean, it's tough to improve.
They're very good.
11-5,
depth.
12-4 is a damn good season.
12-5.
I'm always gonna say it the other way.
I know. It's gonna take a long time.
Undisclosed amount.
Yeah, you're not gonna find it. It was in the millions though.
Yeah.
I
It was
thought someone
definitely
said
in the
50
millions.
million.
No, I don't think it was that
His
much.
net worth before the Nike deal was $22 million, but they haven't disclosed between the Oregon-based company or whatever how much money his deal is worth.
Since then.
Although Nike stock or whatever, they made like $26 billion or $2.6 billion since the.
Oh yeah, Nike stock went through the roof, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, then Nike knew exactly what they were doing.
Of course.
Oh yeah.
They're just gonna go out. They're just like whatever. Like, look, it's like all these people. They were like, "Oh fuck that, I'm not buying Nike anymore." Okay, suit
Dude,
yourself.
you ever
They
been?
won't miss you.
You ever been into
They're
like
not
a
gonna-
hardcore
they're not gonna miss you.
fucking Nike outlet, like a Nike shoe store? You ever been in like
Yeah.
a legit one? Like, remember the one on fucking Lincoln down in Miami?
Yeah, well, I went to the one in,
it's
in
like
Times Square.
It's like a fucking. It's like blocked rope. It's like roped off, and they only let like so many people in like the certain section at a time. Like we're all like the fucking whatever retarded fucking shoes are that I'm. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm like.
where only like Drake can go in before them.
Yeah, well, it's like no, I mean like people can go in, but it's like roped off with like security guards, and I'm like, who fucking cares?
Because
like,
People
all you have
steal
to,
it.
because the thing is with Nike is if you create the illusion that those shoes are so rare and so hard to come by, guess what? They're like NFTs.
yeah,
If you believe they're worth that much, they are.
exactly.
Anything is worth what somebody believes it can be purchased for.
Yep.
It's worth the value what you pay for.
Sure as shit, no piece of rubber and plastic glued together by some Cambodian kid or wherever the hell their sweatshops
some
are.
Uyghur Muslim in fucking China somewhere, like
yeah.
just
Fuck,
literally working slave labor, and meanwhile LeBron and Kaepernick are like, the United States, we get paid millions of dollars. We're like modern day slaves.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is so hard,
You would
bro.
just sacrifice everything, even if it, whatever the fuck.
And
is.
we have breaking video from the NBA bus in China.
You shoot him.
Yeah.
So let's so that's the Kaepernick piece. Sean, I mean, obviously we all know Bruce Arians did not step down willingly.
Bro, this is the
This
biggest
was a Tom Brady, if you want me back,
masterclass.
get him out of here deal. We all smelt it as soon as the news broke. We were like, oh, this guy.
I've said it time and time again on this show, and personally, if you ask me about Brady, when he retired, I was like, good for you, man. Like great career, awesome. And everyone's like, oh, he might come back. And I was like, he better fucking not. I was like, I'm telling you right now, he better not start this shit of like coming back, because that's going to piss me off. And then he's like, then he flies with his family to go watch a Manchester United game in which he's there for his son to watch Ronaldo. I'm like, no, the fuck you're not. There's no way you're there for your son to watch Ronaldo when it just so happens the Glazer family owns that team and you have a meeting with him after the game. Like, that's such bullshit. I'm like, and then I said it myself. I was like, watch Brady come back next week. And sure enough, Brady's back, and all of a sudden, Bruce Arians, well, I guess I'm going to go to the front office. Man, get the fuck out of here. You are fired. And they said, we'll save face
We're
because...
gonna save face. You did win us a Super Bowl. Well, you were there when we won a Super Bowl.
I don't
You
know.
held the clipboard when
I
we
don't know
won
how
the
many
Super
people
Bowl.
I've argued with, and I will die on this hill. Bruce Arians is the most overrated piece of shit coach I've ever seen. He's done less with more.
Do you have like a personal beef with Bruce Arians? I never asked you this.
He's just.
Why do you hate Bruce Arians so much?
Because he's just fucking overrated garbage. Imagine just giving.
I think he's just a good coach. I don't think he's like a great head coach. I think he's just a good coordinator.
I think he's a great coordinator.
Had his time
Stay
in the
as a
sun as a
coordinator.
head coach.
Everyone that
remember
props-
when he stepped in for Pagano
Yes.
in Indy?
Chuck
he did a
Strong.
great job.
Stacked team though already.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, I mean, look, I'm not hiring him to rebuild my team, but I think he's better than what you.
I think he's a great coordinator. Period.
Yeah, I agree.
The people that
was in
say he's a
Pittsburgh
great
for
head
ages.
coach are fucking dumb. There is no way that dude is a great head coach.
I don't
He
know
is
anybody. I don't know who says he's a great head coach.
Tons of assholes out there saying.
Okay, I mean, you're right.
I do see that.
And it drives me
I
up a
do
wall.
see that.
I'm like
Fair,
this. I'm
fair.
like this dude has been given like all time, like the list of quarterbacks this man is given, like handed on a silver platter.
Andrew Luck.
And
I mean,
no, not even just Andrew Luck. Peyton Manning, Ben Roethlisberger, Jameis Winston, number 1 overall pick at the time, who you didn't know he was going to be at the time.
Yeah.
Andrew Luck, Carson Palmer. He's been given a plethora of first overall picks at quarterback, like top talent of all time, and he won nothing until Tampa Bay and Tom Brady.
with a stacked team.
Right, they were literally a quarterback away,
And I'm just like, and
it was
everyone-
like just add water.
and everyone,
Yeah,
and everyone's
yeah.
like, oh, but he was so good with Big Ben. Yes, he was his fucking quarterback coach, and then he was an offensive coordinator.
Yeah, when he was the
That's
OC, yeah, he was a great OC.
That's it. Like no, those positions are great. You work on one guy, you help that guy develop. That's fantastic. You're great in that position. Head coach, get the fuck out of here.
GTFO, bro. Joey Fats Radio, row 1, seat 1.
Yes. I love when these guys call.
It's late for you.
I know.
I think they tried calling earlier, but we. were
Oh,
on the
did he?
phone.
Oh, sorry.
Hello.
Hello.
Did you try calling earlier and we missed it?
What's a phone?
What's a phone?
What's a phone?
Come on. This is a weak one tonight. Last
Yeah,
week was so good. Yeah, I know. He's like, I got nothing.
I know, this
haven't been coming up with
sucks.
anything creative.
Oh, damn it.
Ask me a question.
What's a phone?
No, don't ask that.
That's what he asked us.
He got you. Hey, I'll ask you a question. Who would win in a fight? A random silverback gorilla or Mike Tyson in his prime?
Muhammad Ali.
It's racist.
Just kidding. What was the question again?
Silverback gorilla or Mike Tyson?
I don't get it. What's a gorilla?
Damn it. This is taking too long tonight.
Yeah, you're dragging it
Oh,
out.
man.
All right.
All right.
We'll try this again next
We'll
week.
try again next week.
Are you kicking me off the line?
Yeah.
Yes,
pretty
off the line. What's a phone? You're kicking me off the line.
It's true. It is references that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, I'll see you.
All right, I'll see you next week. Thank you.
If he had just went with that for about 5 minutes, that would have been better.
Yeah.
That would have been solid.
I love it. I was like, that's his week tonight. He's like, yeah, I know.
I know. I'm
The
tired.
gorilla sounds kill me. I love that.
I know.
Every week, I'm like, I hope they call in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
the
Well, let's wrap it up there, boys. We'll get out of here. Motorsports Minute. Anything, Paul, you want to add? If F1, Indy?
No, go Eli Tomac. Supercross. Saturdays. Catch it.
Was that
Don't-
a name?
Don't
Eli-
care.
His name
Yeah.
is Eli Tomac?
Yeah, his name's Eli Tomac. Ken Roxon dropped out. Nobody knows about what I'm talking about, so I don't really give a fuck. But yeah.
Somebody does.
I mean, maybe there are some Supercross guys out there, but yeah.
somebody does and somebody is.
I don't know where they're racing this week. I
Never
don't
underestimate
know.
the power
Motocross.
of
I mean,
niche sports.
yeah, Motorsport Minute. I just,
All right. Anything in F1? Anything fun? Anything
F1. No, where are they racing next week? It's next
I think they're off.
Australia.
I think
no,
they're
no,
off.
no, no. They're off.
Years.
No, they're off this weekend.
That's what I meant. They're,
They're,
off this week.
I think it's Australia next weekend.
Something like that.
Is it Australia? I have to look it up. I'm not sure.
Is Australia going to let them in because of their vaccine things?
Yeah. Well, either way, Hamilton finished like 10th or 11th.
Mercedes is
last-
fucked.
Yeah, which I'm fucking obviously happy
Which
about.
is
So
great
is
because
everybody.
Mercedes is out.
Yeah,
of it.
Australia, April 8th to the 10th. That's this weekend. So
Sounds good. All right. Well,
that'll be fun.
thank you, everybody, for joining us. We appreciate it. Joey Fats Radio, Row 1C1, Full Plizzy, and Mr. Betancourt. I am Joey Fats.
Peace.
Join us right back here next Tuesday night, 8:30 p.m. on live on the one, the only, the New Bedford Guide. If you liked what you saw here, like what you heard, make sure you get over to Row One Seat One's Facebook page, give us a like and a share. And this show will be up on Spotify within the hour and Amazon and Apple Podcasts or wherever else you get your podcasts.
Shit.
Be sure to give us a 5-star review on those platforms too if you feel so inclined. Until
Gets me
next
every time.
week, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. This has been another episode of Row One Seat One. I'm Joey Fats. Peace.
Adios.
Later.